Hey, welcome to the Row. We're here, Row 26, a week away from fantasy football draft. Happy 824 day. Rest in peace, Kobe. I got you. I'm representing right now.
Oh, nice.
Rest in peace. Shout out. We got a special guest coming in, but before we introduce him, want to say what's up to Johnny. Johnny, talk to me, kid. How you feeling? It's been a couple weeks here. How you doing? I was sick last week for all you jabronis out there. So
yeah, I got a lot of Instagram messages hating we've been slacking on the show. Look, there's nothing to talk about in the fucking summer. We're not gonna fucking pardon my take. We're not gonna just show up and we have jobs. We're not like banking episodes and then putting them out later. Like, give us a fucking break. This isn't our full-time career.
Yep.
I don't need your fucking Instagram hate, all fucking 6 of you.
You don't need your DMs.
Show.
You don't need them.
Leave us alone. We'll take off whatever the fuck we want, and until you start fucking paying us, we'll fucking miss shows whenever we want to.
So with that being said, I don't know if he's ready just yet, but anyway, the way we're going to work this today, John and I were just talking about it. We're going to go down team by team. We're going to talk about all your mainstay players on each team, and then we'll get into maybe some sleepers on each team that each of us want to bring up. And then we'll filter the conversation that way. Obviously, there'll be a lot of main names that are going to be obvious for for your rudimentary players out there. Shout out Javier, thinking handoffs count as catches.
That was funny, yeah.
But without further ado, let's bring in our reigning champion from our fantasy football league, the man that lets it be known that he is the champion at all times. For the record. Mr. Casey Slug, welcome.
The champ is here. The champ is
here. Welcome.
Look at this fucking chain. What the fuck? What is that from Jackson?
The C-Mac Panthers jersey on right now.
What is that fucking gold?
All you children.
It's that 14K, baby. You guys
bought
it.
Fucking, I thought it was a Jackson chain for a second. My man was sponsored by fucking Rampage Jackson.
Yeah. Rampage Jackson, what a shout. And also want to say, Casey, this is you're back-to-back champion. Is that correct?
Nah, Rob won the year before.
So you're 2 out of 3.
I'm 3 out of 4.
3 out of
2.5 out of 4 because you and Jake fucking shared one.
True. So we'll say 2 out of 3 then. We'll say 2 out of 3. 2 out of the last 3.
Damar Hamlin.
So, Casey,
on the field that day.
Yeah, Damar Hamlin saved your fucking season by dying.
Crazy. That saved so many people's seasons or killed your season one way or the other. But Casey,
Jake was gracious.
Yeah, gracious. To sum it up, what do you think your success is attributed to before we get into some of these picks and things like that? What do you think goes into being a great fantasy football player? By the way, for all you jabronis out there, we have a 14-team league. We're a deep roster league. If you don't know your shit, you're fucked. But what do you think is the key to you having success in our fantasy football league consistently?
I mean, I can't really tell you that. Otherwise, everybody's gonna
from a high level, maybe from not a granular level, but from a high level.
I think in the last year or so, I think that I used to wait like 5 or 6 weeks for like a bench guy to like consistently perform, and I think you kind of gotta supplement a little bit early now. Like, I actually kind of held out on Chase Brown and Bucky for a few weeks, and I was letting Keenan Allen kind of like dog me out for 4 weeks, but you got to put him in sooner. If the guy's playing well, you got to put him in. And football, it's a young man's game, man. You got to draft young, dude. Take a shot on the rookies, bro.
Yeah.
Like
Caleb or Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, we can
Before
get into it.
Into the preview, just a quick note. I played 2-on-2 basketball today at the YMCA. 2 fucking middle schoolers and like 1 high schooler like asked me if I wanted to play 2-on-2.
Yeah.
Fucking dogged them out bad. Me and one
Dude,
of the
I
little
played yesterday. I was telling Casey, bro. I played yesterday. I played against some high school kids and played really well too.
We won 11-3. It was 9-0 before they scored. I had 2 of my 3 threes I took. Fucking hit a couple layups, and then I was letting the little kid work because I was like, I'm not just gonna fucking dominate.
Oh my god,
fucking smallies.
Guys playing.
John fucking benching 350. pounding the rock.
Dude, he tried to run a pick and roll and like get me the ball against a little kid in the paint. I was like, I'm not gonna fucking just fucking back this kid down and fucking lay him out. He's probably like 110 pounds soaking wet.
That's the Tommy move, the high elbow.
Fucking...
That's the Tommy move, the clear you out elbows.
Tommy would have probably killed this kid. But no, they weren't. They were. He was letting me shoot threes. I made 2, and then I was like, all right.
Bro, nothing better than some classic pickup basketball.
I was dying. I was so tired.
It's a great
already
workout,
just did a fucking workout before, because that's what I've been doing for cardio, just shooting and like chasing my own rebounds and shit. That's what I've been doing for cardio, and then my jumper's on point right now. Though fucking water.
Love to hear it. Yeah, I played some 3-on-3 yesterday with some high school kids. I was telling Casey on the group chat with Maine and Rob, and I played pretty well too. I was hitting a couple threes. Like I had one specific nice play where I hit a 3 to make it 9-9 from 9-7, and then I blew a layup, scurried to the corner. The kid got the offensive rebound, kicked it to me. Game time. Really felt good. So,
I have one more point on this though. We were up. We ended up being like 9. It was 9-0. Then it was like 9-2. And then the kid shot a 3, and on my team, call game, missed it. Then like I got a layup, and then I went and got like another layup, like shot it. And he called game for my shot, and I was like, "What the fuck is that?" And then I missed it, and I was like, "Dude, you can't call game when you're not fucking shooting, dude." I was like, "I appreciate the confidence, but you fucking jinxed my ass." Casey had to pop his Zin. That's the real secret to his success.
There you go.
Just fucking Zins.
All right, well, let's kick it off here. I want to start on the AFC side. We're going to start in the AFC East. We'll start with the first team here that I'm looking at. It's the Buffalo Bills. When you think about fantasy players on the Buffalo Bills, obviously all of us will say you talk about Josh Allen. So Josh Allen, I want to talk about him for a second in a 14 team in general, just for a quick second, then we'll get into some of the granular players. I feel like some people are thinking about reaching for a guy like him, mainly because he rushes the ball. He's obviously going right now from ADP perspective from our mock drafts. I think he's going like early second, if I remember correctly, about pick like 13 through 15, something in there from what I've seen. You guys like that? Do you like the idea, the strat of sitting on the quarterback? Do you think Josh Allen is the best quarterback in fantasy this year? What are your guys' thoughts on him? I'll kick it off to Casey to start us off.
I kind of was always like a fan of like drafting quarterbacks like later in the draft. It's kind of just the way that I've been doing it. But I think early second is probably too early for me. I could see him like going like early third round, I think is fair, because like you're getting a guy who's putting up 20 to 30 fantasy points
consistently
every week. And like, I mean, if you're getting that out of your second or third round pick, like you're kind of locked. But then there's the other argument. You could draft somebody in the 7th or 8th round who's going to give you like 15 to 20 every week, and you could get a better guy. But
just as a before John kicks in here, do you think that, and I'll pose this question to John then, do you think their offense and their weapons are good enough right now to make you think that Josh Allen is still like a viable guy to take so early in a draft?
I don't think it matters. I think with his rushing ability alone, and yeah, I mean, easily, like he's without a doubt the best quarterback for fantasy football, I think.
What do you think about Josh? And then you can kick it to some other players, Johnny.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that I might be turning the page a little, because I'm like Casey, always like to wait for quarterbacks. But then looking at like this year, the top of the charts quarterbacks, I think are worth drafting a little earlier. Maybe not early second round. That seems a little wild to me. I don't know. I haven't been mocking with you guys. I don't know what, like, if that's where he's going, like 15, 16, 17, that's too early for me. Yeah. But like if you get him at the end of the second round, early third round, like Casey was saying, I think it's a value there, because it is such a lock, and it's such a anchor of points, if you will, where you're like, okay, I have this in the bank every week, and some weeks I'm going to get 40, 45 points, when he's really running like that, getting 50 rushing yards, 2 rushing touchdowns, 200 something passing yards, 2 touchdowns. He has that potential, MVP player. And to your question about his weapons, I think like, is his weapons really that worse than they ever have been? You know? It's like,
I guess that's fair. Yeah.
He still has
Shakir. Well, Amari Cooper, obviously, but he really didn't pop off for them, to be honest, anyway.
He didn't do shit last year.
Yeah. So I think with, Shakir and what's his face, the rookie from last year, Keon Coleman.
They picked up from the Chargers, Josh, what's his name? The receiver.
Josh. I don't know who you're talking about. Yeah. Oh, Joshua Palmer. I mean, yeah,
Josh
I guess that's
Palmer.
a nice little ad for them. The running backs catch the ball. Cook, Ray Davis, and then of course they got the 2 tight ends. It's honestly like with Josh Allen to like you said, to get into the more subliminary players of the team, like. Those guys, I don't really like any of those guys because I just think Josh Allen's going to spread it around. Besides, maybe James Cook obviously is viable, but like,
yeah. I was about to say he's probably the only one.
I'd rather the next player that I'm like thinking about is probably like Ray Davis later on, late in the draft. Like, I don't think I'm big on Shakir or Coleman or either.
Do you like Dalton Kincaid? He might be one of the weirdest players in fantasy. I think we're arriving at a point where he's just like. He was a big name coming in. He clearly has a ton of talent, but like you're saying, targets-wise, usage and red zone usage between James Cook and Josh Allen just siphoning every touchdown. It's like, what is Dalton Kincaid? Like on a Detroit, maybe Dalton Kincaid is Laporta. Maybe he's an 8-touchdown receiving guy, but like in this offense with Knox,
and because Knox is there too.
Yeah,
I think Kincaid is one of those guys who's a great football player, but not a great fantasy player because of the situation.
Yeah,
he was great his first year. I mean, he definitely had a regression last year, but I don't know. I actually like Kincaid a lot as a little bit of a bounce back year. But question I actually have is, what are your thoughts on James Cook? I mean, like, do you think
he got his money? I mean, we know how we feel about guys that get money on the running back position. It's almost like the injury is around the corner. That's sometimes what I've seen. I feel like I've seen that a ton, actually. Guys get their bread, and then something bad happens. But James Cook is a beast. It's like, I don't know. I feel like James Cook, right now, his ADP, from what I remember, he's going around where I'm picking in the second round. So it's about the pick number 28 or 27, something in that range right there, 26 to 28. That's what I saw. Is that early? You feel like he's more of a third round back? Is that too late?
I think that's appropriate, to be honest. He had a ton of touchdowns last year. And I just looked up his age because I was thinking maybe he's a little older than I thought.
He's 27?
No, he's 25. That's why I was thinking maybe 27, 28. So he's still young. He still has probably 2 more years in his prime as a running back. 25 season, 26 season. You usually start to hit that wall around 27, unless you're a monster like a Henry, somebody who has like kind of, power is the last thing to go. It's like a fighter, it's
right.
Like speed goes first, so like I feel like at 27 you're almost hitting a wall, and I feel like he still is under that. But that being said, I think he's right where he needs to be, mid to late second round or whatever. 25, 26, 27 sounds like value to me, but not like insane value either. Just like a good solid pick there.
Yeah. And the last note I want to talk about the Bills is their defense. Do you feel like their team defense is a top 5 defense? With the adding of Bosa, he looks like he's healthy. Obviously, I saw Tre'Davious White went down officially, and that's all she wrote for him. It seems like maybe for a career there, unfortunately. That's just like he's been battling it for years now, I feel like. So, obviously they have Ed Oliver in the middle. Bernard took a step. The kid from Buffalo, the Buffalo kid, whatever his name is, that they've been featuring on Hard Knocks. I forget his name. Like, it's just slipping my brain, but he's like the Buffalo
Hard Knocks
kid.
Sucks, dude.
Hard Knocks has been shit, but so boring. I forget his name. Buffalo Joe, they call him. I forget his last name. It's just killing me. But he's another linebacker on their team. He's supposed to be pretty good. I feel like their defense has regressed as a whole. They still have Rousseau. But do you think that they're viable as a fantasy defense, or is it more like a spot start type of team?
Casey, I'll let you take this one. I'm not too familiar, I guess.
I'm a big fan of spot start defense almost like every week. And
matchup based.
Play the matchup. Unless you have like one of the elite defenses, but
which we'll get to. Yeah, we'll talk about them.
Pretty big on spot start defense and kicker, and sometimes even quarterback. If you're not going to draft a quarterback, you can kind of bounce around and just get a matchup. But I think there's a lot of good quarterbacks that can go late. Be viable for fantasy and go like late in the draft.
Yeah, Buffalo defense doesn't jump off the page. It's just whatever.
All right, cool. All right, moving on. Let's go to the Dolphins here. Dolphins are very. What happened?
Give me no one on the Dolphins.
Yeah, it's a weird team.
A-Chain's all right, but other than that, I mean,
A-Chain is also at the soft tissue thing that I know he's battling. He'll be ready for week 1, but obviously soft tissue stuff gets you nervous. They signed Waller from the street. That's obviously nothing.
Who?
Exactly. Do you like any of the receivers? This kid Washington Washington is their scat receiver, maybe for some deep flex shit. But like, I mean, is there a handcuff to a chain that's maybe viable on this team? Like, those are the kind of questions that I'm thinking about. Like, and is Tua even like a guy that can stand for 16 games? Like, these are the questions.
I mean, I'll break it down with my evaluation of the Dolphins as a whole. I think McDaniels is getting fired this year. McDaniel, I should say. I think that this team is going to be bottom of the barrel, kind of. They have all the turmoil in the world going into the season. Tyreek doesn't want to be there. The coach seems like he doesn't want to coach. The quarterback is constantly getting fucking hurt because he's too small and lefty, and just none of it makes sense. And just, I guess I said HM and maybe Waddle, if you could get him maybe 7th, 8th, something like that, maybe might be a bit of a steal. Maybe not in our league with 14 teams.
Yeah, I was about to say, in a 14 team, what do you think?
Yeah, but I'm saying if you're in a 12-man league and you're watching the show,
probably 6th or 8th round.
So in our league, we'll say 6th, 7th, something like that.
You think he goes like 5?
4th in our league, 4th or 5th.
I think 4th would be a reach. I definitely wouldn't take.
Someone's gonna do it. From what we were watching, like someone's gonna do it.
Me.
Yeah. Oh, you're big on Waddle this year?
I like Waddle this year, actually. Yeah.
I could see it because, like I said, I think Tyreek doesn't want to be there. Waddle has always been kind of a quiet guy. Obviously, he has his little celebration, but other than that, you never really hear about anything of him off the field or contract or holdouts.
Consummate pro. Yeah.
Yeah, he just seems like a guy who does his thing. And, I like Jalen Waddle as a player, too. I think he's a talented guy.
He's another injury guy, though, if we're being honest about that. Like, he's another guy that's been banged up with hamstring stuff, like also soft tissue stuff. So, yeah,
but
I do like him.
In general, unless they fall to you, I'm not really interested.
Right, it's got to work. That's what we would say probably as a pod here. It's got to work. You don't reach for guys on this team. If they fall in your lap, they fall in your lap, and that's kind of how.
Yeah, I got a question.
I guess Wright is the only guy I could think of who's a chance backup.
What do you got?
Ollie Gordon.
Ollie Gordon too from Oklahoma State. That's a good call, Casey.
Yeah, it's a good call. I was gonna mention his name. I think
really slow, about
4.6 for the preseason, something like that. 4.7 yards per carry. He's a solid. He's a big back. He runs a little high for me, but he is solid. Like watching him run, like he's tough as nails.
Well, he was a good, productive college player, but he was slow in the 40. His combine really hurt him draft stock wise.
He's like kind of nimble though. Like first hit, usually he doesn't go down, like which is a good trait of a running back. Like first contact.
But like you said, that's preseason though. When he's going against other backups, when it's the starting defense, it might not have that same kind of
right. When Dexter Lawrence is tackling you, you're going to go down. Yeah, exactly.
At what round do you have to take Tyreek Hill?
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's a good question to ask. I mean, I had him last year, so I'm kind of like, I'm one of those, if you wrong me, I'm not going to take you again. Like, fool me once, shame on me.
Yeah.
Fool me twice, shame on me, I should say.
Yeah, like fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me.
I'm like George Bush. I can't remember the quote. Remember when George Bush was like, fool me once, we got a saying down in Texas, I think it's from
and he just Tennessee. Totally like dribbled his words and like ran over himself.
You can't get fooled again.
Exactly. He just blew through it. Yeah, I remember that.
All right, here, hold on. Would you rather Tyreek Hill or DJ Moore?
That's right around the right name. I would say.
Yeah, that sounds right.
I would probably say Tyreek Hill still, just because of the ceiling.
Yeah. I also think that DJ Moore could take a step back. I've been seeing more like it seems like the Olamide, Zacchaeus, Scat-backy type of offense.
Olamide, Zacchaeus.
Dude, you're sleeping. Yeah. You're sleeping. Olamide is a nice player. We'll get to the Bears in a second.
We could go to NFC North right from here if we want.
No. We're staying in the AFC East. We'll get to the Bears. I want to get to the Patriots. I'm really excited about talk about the Patriots here. We'll stay in the AFC East here. We'll talk about Olamide later, my boy. I might need the jersey. New England Patriots, one of the most interesting teams going into the season. I think everyone would say a lot of new pieces, new head coach. Josh McDaniels back at coordinator. I mean, it's very interesting team. Drake May is a guy that I think a lot of people could think about reaching for maybe in our draft as a quarterback. I think that maybe he's one of those quarterbacks that's like, you think about like an 8th to 10th round pick versus like a guy that you sit on till the 13th. He's one of those guys because he can rush the ball a little bit. But before we get to that side of it, like I want to talk about the running backs, Ramondre versus Travion Henderson. What are our thoughts on this whole thing? Is Travion getting too much smoke? Is Ramondre the
Travion Henderson in a route? I would take Travion Henderson 100 times over Ramondre Stevenson.
Of course.
He's younger. He's faster.
People are
He's
reaching
more
on Travion. Just to
explosive.
play devil's advocate, though, John. People are reaching on Travion, and people are sleeping on Ramondre.
And that's what they should be doing. In my opinion, I think you should, if you want to get Travion Henderson, get him. I mean, especially if you're in a dynasty, something like that. I think we've seen recently the running backs who do get drafted high perform. And obviously he's not quite like the first round guys like we've seen, but he's right there, second running back taken in the draft this year.
Except for Jonathan Brooks, piece of shit.
Yeah. Well, Jonathan Brooks got injured, whatever, but
injured, loser.
Yeah. But even still, I think Jonathan Brooks was even drafted later than Travion Henderson was, second round, a little later.
Yeah, it's close. It was close, probably.
Yeah, but either way, it's close enough where it's a valid comp. But just the situation-wise, Vrabel wants to run the ball, and we're obviously in a PPR league. I think most leagues are PPR now in today's fantasy landscape, and Travion Henderson is excellent catching the ball. Anyone who's watched Ohio State football knows that.
That preseason wheel route he caught for a touchdown was filthy. Also,
he's a monster, and obviously he can, get some return points too. He could sneaky return 1 or 2 touchdowns this year. I wouldn't be shocked at all. Obviously had one the first time he touched the ball in the preseason, but obviously a fast, athletic, catch the ball. Especially in PPR leagues, I think he holds a significant edge over Ramondre. And I get what you're saying with ADP value, blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, I'm not as big on ADP as a lot of people are. I think just take the good players when you want to take them. If they're going later in other people's drafts, if they end up outperforming, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Oh, you took him. You could have waited. Maybe I could have. Maybe I couldn't have. I don't know. I can get him now. I'm going to take him.
For sure. Casey, thoughts on before we wrap up the running back thing here? Do you like Ramondre maybe in the 8th, 9th round? Something like people sleep on him, something like that?
I think it depends who's also potentially available on the board. I mean, I don't think it hurts if you kind of have most of your team kind of figured out already, if you want to take a handcuff, God forbid he gets hurt. But I mean, I'm pretty sure Travion is going to ultimately take the job within, I would say by week 5 to 6, he'll probably be the feature back there. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I like Travion, so if you want him, better jump, dude.
All right, moving on. And then in regards to the receivers here with this team, obviously it's a weird group of receivers. I'll include the tight end Hunter Henry in this. I actually think he could have a good year with Drake May. Your thoughts on Stephon Diggs versus Kyle Williams versus that kid Chisholm, who had a really nice offseason and looks to be a real viable player possibly for them from a slot perspective. And then you have, I think Polk's out for the year. I saw he had a gruesome injury I saw in preseason, so he's going to be out for the year. And then they have
the main guy, bro. You're forgetting the main guy.
Who are you talking about? Boutte?
Demario Douglas.
Oh, Demario Douglas. It's a bunch of has-been, what if, who the fuck are yous, but. And then you have Kyle Williams there, of course, who's the rookie that some people have some thoughts on with Chisholm. I actually think Chisholm could be a better rookie than Kyle Williams. That's a hot take, but I kind of like that. But do you guys like Stephon Diggs in this offense? Do you like that as a formidable 3rd round pick, maybe high 2nd round pick receiver?
Well, you were talking earlier about Drake May. A lot of people maybe reach for him. I am a big fan of Drake May. He's got wheels. He can move. He can run the ball. And I do think he's a very viable fantasy quarterback this year. Could wind up in that 7, 8, 9 range of overall if he really plays well. And with that being said, obviously stacking is always a viable move in fantasy. I think the stack would be Stephon Diggs, especially if he slips. I know he's a little banged up. Obviously has, off-season stuff, but he still is a very, very talented.
He was great for me for 8 weeks. I can say personally, I had him in the 14 team in our league last year for 8 weeks before the injury. He was awesome in a new offense. With the Texans.
He's super talented. He's always been good. He was, the best wide receiver ranked coming out of high school. He's always been a talented dude. And, those guys, they do have bounce back years. And I think a Drake May, Stephon Diggs stack is not a terrible strategy.
All right. Well, let's keep it moving here. I don't think the Patriots defense is worth clamoring about. They'll be a middle of the pack, maybe high top 10 defense, another spot start defense maybe when they're playing the Jets or something like that. Speaking of the Jets, let's talk about them for a second here. Weird offense, very ground and pound in the preseason. You can notice Braylon Allen and fucking Breece Hall really toting that rock. You guys like either of these guys in terms of like Breece Hall going about middle second right now from ADP, and then Braylon Allen going later, 6th round pick, I would say one of the better cuffs in the game. And then I'll throw in Justin Fields since he's a running quarterback. You like any of these guys? And then, if you want to get to some of the weapons, I guess the only weapon that really is conversationable is Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, I mean, I'll start real quick. I would say that Fields is the guy that if you already have a bona fide starter and you want to grab somebody else as like a maybe breakout, because he can run and, maybe a change of scenery does him well, something like Darnold. But then again, Darnold came from the Jets. So, we know the Jets organization as a whole, top down. Like I said, if you're banking on Justin Fields being your fantasy starter, I think you're biting off a little more than you could chew. Yeah. But if you want to grab him as a flyer,
right there,
he might be good.
Right there. Casey's going to do it.
Yeah.
Take Justin Fields in the last round of the draft and start him.
No, I said you're fucked if you do that.
Yeah. Exactly. So I'm like I said, if you want to grab him as your second quarterback in a 2 QB league, or if you want to grab him as kind of a guy that could break out, I don't hate that. But
do you like Garrett? You like the reunion here with Fields and Garrett, and like from our mock drafts, I think every single mock draft that we did with Rob, he fucking takes them every time at like what pick is that case? Like the 25th,
like 26th or 25th.
Something like that. Do you like that? I mean, for some reason, I feel like he's going to be 900 yards, 5 touchdowns. Like, it's just going to be underwhelming.
I mean, in a PPR format, like, he's going to get tons of targets. Like, he's going to get peppered. There's not really anyone else there. But, like, is he getting in the end zone? Like, probably not. I mean, Justin Fields looks pretty horrific out there. He's not accurate. But if you're just looking for, like, short yardage gains, I mean, like, I think he's viable play, but me personally, I don't want anything to do with any of the Jets, and it pains me to say that because I have Breece Hall in my dynasty league, and I hate the Jets this year, actually, outside of maybe the rookie tight end.
Oh yeah, Mason Taylor, yeah, that's a good shout. He's a talented kid.
I think he's super talented. I think he could be good. I think he could be a nice little security blanket for Fields,
mm-hmm.
But I don't really want anything to do with the Jets. Braylon Allen looks really good. I will say that. But, I mean,
that might be the one guy.
I kind of like both running backs, but that's it. So Garrett Wilson, to me, I just think like you kind of were saying, like he's more of like a possession, reception merchant versus more a scoring, big play guy, yards. So, and like he's going from Aaron Rodgers, who for all his faults
didn't seem to have a good relationship with him at all. Yeah,
but he's a better thrower of the football than Justin Fields is.
Yeah, no question.
There's no question. So
no question button.
Yeah, we can keep it moving though. I think we.
All right, let's move to the AFC. Is this the AFC South? I can never remember this for some reason. Baltimore's division.
AFC North.
AFC North. Yeah, sorry. I don't know what I'm thinking. Yeah, Baltimore. What the fuck? So we'll start with Baltimore. Lamar going in middle of the second round. Still have Mark Andrews. I see him going in the second rounds as well in 14 teams, probably going in the 4th round or so in 12 teams. We still have Derrick Henry going in the 1st round. I want to address that as well. And then other guys on the team, Nuke is on that offense. These receivers, Hotz's favorite player, Rashad Bateman. It depends. Any of these guys that you feel like
you didn't even mention Flowers.
Oh, and Zay, and I forgot about Zay, but
Zay is falling.
Guys that you think do you think like what I just did right there? Do you think people are sleeping on Zay, for example? Do you think Likely takes the step and Mark Andrews takes a step back? Like what are your thoughts on this offense as a whole? And Derrick Henry is still the mainstay, I would say, right? We're still talking RB1, like still 1st round pick here.
I think Likely is dealing with injuries almost already. I think Mark Andrews is healthy, and Lamar is also battling some foot stuff I saw. I'm sure he'll be totally fine, but I don't know. I mean, Derrick Henry, I feel like you have to keep going until it stops. But
it's like LeBron. It's like until the stats stop. It's like
what year is it going to be? And everyone was like, "Oh, after 30, 31, like it's over for you."
He's breaking the rules. Yeah.
I think he is the anomaly when it comes to running backs and age. But, I mean, I wouldn't be mad with Derrick Henry on my team. Like I feel like you can't be mad at that ever, even if you're taking him in like the late first. Like.
You like him or Malik Neighbors guy? Like a Malik Neighbors type more.
I think you could almost like try to get both if you take Neighbors on the early end and then come back on the wrap in like the early second and get Henry, but I don't see that like happening really.
Yeah, I mean Derrick Henry's a monster, and it's like he's so good around the goal line, and like he's going to
score in the second half of the year when he gets cooking. You know what I'm saying? Like those after week 6, it gets crazy.
Yeah, no, I think Derrick Henry, I think Casey hit the nail on the head. You got to ride it till the wheels fall off. He will inevitably have that drop-off season. If you happen to draft him when he has that drop-off season, it's almost like kind of just – it is what it is, I don't think you can pass on him for a lesser player just because you're like, oh, the fall-off is coming. Like trying to predict the fall-off will bite you in the ass. We saw it last year. A lot of guys passed on him, and then he winds up being, RB2 or RB3 at the end of the day. And then to move on to their other guys, I think Zay in a full-point PPR league is very valuable. I think that Andrews is always a stud, and Lamar is kind of in that same boat with Josh Allen for me. I do want to get one of these premier guys if it isn't completely killing my wide receiver running back position where I'm like, oh, shit, I can't counterbalance this, which I guess a little easier when you have an early first-round pick to get one of those quarterbacks because you can have more of an anchor at running back or wide receiver with a Jamar Chase, Bijan, or Jahmyr Gibbs, like where it could be like I could wait a little bit for my second running back or second wide receiver. So I'm drafting at 12 in our league, so I probably won't be able to get one of those two guys at least, but if you have
you might be able to on the wrap second on your early second pick there. That actually is where Josh Allen's going.
But my point being is that it doesn't it wouldn't make sense because then I have a late third round pick as my second.
Oh, I see what you're saying. And that's your RB2. Yeah, what RB1 is RB1. Yeah,
like RB1 is going to be like fucking. I don't even know. It's going to
be Tyrone Tracy.
Whether you take a wide receiver or a running back in the first round, either your wide receiver 2 or your running back 2 is going to wind up being, a really
Chuba Hubbard keeper.
It's going to be Chuba Hubbard.
Yeah. Shout out Panthers,
We'll see.
Yeah.
But
I like Chuba a lot this year, though. I see 10+ touchdowns for that motherfucker. We'll get to the Panthers, though, but I like him a lot this year.
Not happening.
But, yeah, no, I love Lamar.
Yeah, Lamar 43 touchdowns last year. I mean, he led me to third place. You can't make it up. Lamar is just Lamar until the wheels fall off, until he gets that bad injury that everyone always thought with those skinny ankles he'll get. He's just he's one of the smartest running quarterbacks I've ever seen in my life. He's under control at all times. It's insane. So, yeah, Baltimore, obviously, a lot of the mainstay players stay the mainstay. Their defense will be better, I think, actually, and they're definitely very viable to be one of the best defenses in football this year, actually, low-key.
Especially in fantasy when you have those two matchups with the Browns, and I think the Steelers, even with Aaron Rodgers, are going to be a weird offense. Their running back
Caleb
situation
Johnson does not look. Yeah, we'll talk about that in about a second here. We can talk about the Steelers actually.
We can move on to the Steelers right now. I was trying to do a segue there.
Love it. Great segue. Yeah,
on it.
Your thoughts, John, on DK Metcalf relationship with Aaron Rodgers, him featuring that number 1 wide receiver like he has in the past with Devontae on the Jets. Even Devontae got going eventually. Do you feel like there's a world where Roman Wilson or any of these other guys can be viable? And then also when you think about a Freiermuth and Jonnu Smith, what are we looking at here on this team at all, if anything?
I think this is I know you're just talking about kind of riding till the wheels fall off, but I think this is the year Tomlin might have a bad season. We talk about he's always never had a losing season, always kind of competitive.
It's so stupid.
He's always competitive. They're always in the playoffs, barely wild card, or they're really good, since he's been there. But, Super Bowl winning coach. But I do think, he's had to manage personalities for so long, and he just keeps kind of upping that ante. And now, Aaron Rodgers, the ultimate personality coming in kind of late, and then
DK Metcalf, another.
And even though they got Pickens out the door,
I think DK's more of a diva, actually.
Diva is whatever. I just think Pickens might be crazier, but either way, I'm just saying, at some point,
crazy.
Some point, you have to choose stability. You have to have a stable lineup of guys who are fucking rational and not like. At what point does he cut the ties to this? Like, oh, I used to have Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell and Ben Roethlisberger all at the same time, and I can manage any like. At one point, are you just going to be like, yo, fuck the talent? Let me just get guys who want to play football and be here and take it seriously and not care about themselves more than the team. And I think this might be the wake-up call year.
You like this defense at all? You know, like the defense could
be good.
They could be very good. I think Ramsey, you know, being added to the team, it's interesting. They obviously have a great pass rush. Cam Hayward's another season under the books, but he was all pro last year. Looked very healthy last year. So their front is going to be very strong. Probably compete with the Giants and a few other teams as the best front in football. I mean,
the number one question about this team is Jaylen Warren or Caleb Johnson.
That's correct. And Caleb Johnson in the preseason averaged 2 yards a carry. And
again, you put way more stock in the preseason than I do.
My thought is that if you can't get off, like you watch Ollie Gordon, let's go back to Ollie Gordon for like a half a second here. If you can't get off against backups, how the fuck are you going to get off against starters?
I just think the sample size is too small to make a determination. Like, you know, like it's just like, oh yeah, he ran the ball 20 times and got 40 yards. You know, it's like,
yeah, I mean, I agree.
He could. So if he broke out one run for 40 yards and then had like 4 yards a carry, you'd be like, oh, he's way better. You know what I mean? It's too small of a sample size.
He didn't even have one of those runs. It's just like, what the fuck?
I watched him play at Iowa, you know, a long time. He's a good running back. He's another guy like Ollie Gordon who didn't perform well at the combine, though.
And that was a shitty offense in Iowa for sure that he was a part of, and he was getting off.
He was the whole offense.
He was the whole offense. Yeah. So yeah.
But Ollie Gordon, like, you know, they're similar kind of players. I think Jaylen Warren has proved it a little bit more in an NFL uniform. So I think that's the only reason. But either one of those guys, I'm not like jumping out of my seat to draft, to be fair.
You like Jonnu or Freiermuth at all?
I like Jonnu. I think Jonnu's a talented guy. He's athletic. He's fast. You know, but again, it's like.
Would you say, Case?
Isn't Jonnu old?
He's probably
he is, but he had such a great year last year on the Dolphins.
Yeah, he was great last year, but I think he'd be like 29 or 30 if I'm not mistaken.
All right, we'll keep it moving here. Steelers obviously were a little lukewarm on most of their players, it sounds like. If you can get DK Metcalf, I guess late second, early third, I guess that's fine. I'm not a big fan of him as a whole in general. I think he won me some money his rookie year in the playoff game, but aside from that, like I've never been a fan.
Jonnu Smith is 30, by the way, and but what round are you thinking for Jaylen Warren? Just because I don't have one in my head, basically. I don't know.
Yeah, he slips. He tends to slip. I mean, I think, are people going to draft Caleb Johnson before him?
No, that would be foolish, I think.
Yeah.
It could happen.
What are we talking about? 7th, 8th, 6th?
I would say between like 6 and 8, I would say is where those guys are probably going.
More 9, 10. I'm thinking late.
Jaylen Warren getting drafted in the 9th or 10th round in a 14 team. Maybe in a 12. But I think in a 14 team, I mean, that's a starting running back. I mean, is a starting running back really getting drafted in the 9th round?
I mean, I think he's a value at that 8th round, if that's what we're saying. Like, if you're saying 6th or 7th, and Zach's saying 9 or 10, like if you find that sweet spot in the 8th, if he's still around, I think that's a solid.
You got to pull the trigger there. All right. Move to the Browns. This should be a wash. Should be a quick one. One guy I want to mention on the Browns, obviously, who seems to perform every season is Jerome Ford. He's going to be their starting running back, it would seem, because Judkins is a mess.
Well, I think he just got like it's not quite like adjudicated, but like he got like I forget the wording legally, but he's like not going to get in trouble, basically.
I don't think they're not like going forward with like charges and like the investigation. Like essentially it's dropped. Like there's going to be no
without any preseason with him, without any field action with him. Like your thoughts on Judkins then?
I mean, I watch a lot of college football. I think probably easy to say the most on this podcast. Like, sure. I like Quinshon Judkins. He runs hard. He's athletic. He can move. He's got wiggle. Him and Travion Henderson are basically the reason they won the national championship last year from an offensive standpoint, I should say.
And Jeremiah Smith.
Jeremiah.
That freak of nature.
But like, Will Howard is just an average college quarterback in my opinion, and their offensive line obviously good, but like those guys are good, athletic, I like
anybody else on the Browns here.
I would rather draft Judkins than Ford, even if they're at the exact same round, whatever. Like, I think that, like, just upside, everything. I like Jerome Ford. He's a solid player, but it's not like I don't see Jerome Ford ever being a 1,500 yards.
No. We're talking totally like spot starty type of players. Judkins probably has more of a ceiling. That's what you're saying. That like
maybe become Judkins could be an elite running back.
Right. Jerome Ford is who he is what you're saying. I got you.
I guess to break it down, you put it pretty well. It's like Ford's the safer pick. Judkins could be one of the best picks in the draft potentially.
Didn't they drafted another guy?
Sampson, Dylan Sampson. He had a nice wiggle in the preseason game yesterday against the threes, though. He doesn't seem to be running with the ones or even the twos. He came in the third quarter. I was tracking it because I have him in one of my dynasties. He's a nice player. He can break the first tackle, which I always love that quality of a running back. Like he's not like first hit down type of guy. But again, it's a crowded backfield. And if like you guys said, if I didn't hear this update, so that's news to me that Judkins is going to be okay. That's a crowded place. So I don't love the idea of Sampson. He's a guy that's going to be a waiver wire pickup, spot start kind of guy. Maybe like if there's an injury.
Sampson is very similar to the Ollie Gordon and Caleb Johnson, like someone who's super productive, but at the combine just didn't show that elite speed. That there's a lot of guys who are really good at college football, and then they just don't have the athleticism and speed at the NFL to translate. And it seems like that, like I said, Caleb Johnson, Ollie Gordon, and these guys, Dylan Sampson, they're in that 4-6 category. They're not in the 4-4, 4-5, 4-3 range.
Gotcha.
Like Judkins is a 4-4 guy.
Travion
Henderson's a 4-3 guy.
Yeah. For sure. And then the boy on the Chargers. What's his name?
Hampton.
Yeah, Marlon.
Yeah, Jaden Blue, 4-3 guy.
Jaden Blue.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was about to say Jerry Jeudy, Njoku. Thoughts on these two?
Well, the problem is the quarterbacks. Like I love Jerry Jeudy with Flacco, but when are they going to be like, we got to see what we have with one of these rookies? They have the most confusing quarterback room maybe ever in the history of the NFL.
Yeah, I've ever seen.
I'll be honest, I don't know who's been cut yet. Whatever they might have made moves, but at one point it was Flacco, Pickett.
No, it's the thing, bro. The GM came out. Barry came out. He said
keeping four,
and Dylan Gabriel and Tyler Huntley. I saw was getting snaps, and
he's going to get cut.
Season. But it's like, why is he even touching the ball in the preseason? Why is he even?
Sanders was so bad in the game that for the last 2-minute drive to win the game in preseason, they put out Snoop and he won them the game.
Yeah, it's just like, well, why are you even trying to win the game in the? That just shows like you're a bad organization right there. Why are you putting in someone you're just going to cut just to win a preseason game? That means nothing. The Colts famously would lose every preseason game when they were like Peyton Manning Colts. Who cares? Well, I don't know. That makes no sense to me. But to have 5 quarterbacks at any point on your team taking up roster spots is insane.
So with that being said, then I think the mainstay player for fantasy on this team is David Njoku, because the tight end with any quarterback is their best friend. And when you think about the tight end, obviously with a guy like Sanders or Dylan Gabriel is going to feed the slot receiver a lot, the way he plays offense, and he only throws the ball to the left side of the field like a typical lefty. But he's easy to scout. I feel like he's going to be a turnover guy probably if he ever gets in the game. But if they can keep Flacco in there, Njoku is another guy that 8 to 10 touchdowns.
I just want to say, Jerry Jeudy, after the Week 10 bye,
was amazing.
28 points, 14 points, 42.5 against Denver.
That was a 3-touchdown, 265-yard game, whatever. Yeah.
17, 21, 4, 21, 12. He's getting double-digit targets almost in every game. I mean,
I drafted him in my dynasty with my other buddy, who I'm co-owning with.
He's another talented guy. He has never really played with a great quarterback. He's just super talented. He runs around, catches the ball.
Yeah, gets it done.
Alabama, him right there with the Waddle and Diggs, kind of those players.
Devontae Smith, yeah.
Where do you think he's going, Jerry Jeudy? He's going to get drafted, obviously. So
again, it's sleeping from our.
Would you take him over Waddle?
No.
See, I think that's a question. I get you. I might agree with you that I take Waddle first, but I'm not sold on it either.
Because that's so hard. It's because the quarterback thing is so fucked up on each one. 2 is an injury guy, and the other one is a carousel. So it's I don't know.
Yeah. I think Waddle is a better wide receiver But,
Yeah, I would say Judy's more quarterback agnostic, if that makes sense. Like, it doesn't matter the quarterback. He's going to get the targets. When Tua's not in the game, it feels like Waddle really gets affected because of that.
Yeah, that makes
That's
sense.
what I would say.
Tua and Waddle, Alabama guys,
Yeah, it's a good comp. It's a really good comp. Good pull. Let's move to the most exciting offensive team in this division by far, which is the Bengals, obviously. Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, the re-up on T. Higgins. Chase Brown is officially the feature back. Shouts to Casey. Our thoughts on Gesicki as well, and maybe some depth if there's an injury at receiver. Ioshiva, I like his game too, the third receiver on that team. Thoughts on, obviously, Jamar Chase is our 1.01 player. We don't have to talk about him at all. It's Jamar Chase, Triple Crown winner. Thoughts on T. Higgins? This is another guy. Do we like T. Higgins or do we like Jerry Jeudy?
Oh, T. Higgins over Jerry Jeudy for sure. That's not even close.
Do we like T. Higgins or Garrett Wilson?
I'd say T. Higgins.
I love T. Higgins, but
me too. I'm a huge T. Higgins fan.
I love him as a person. I don't want him on my fantasy team ever.
You love him as a person? You know him? He's your whole friend? What do you mean you love him as a person?
He's been through a lot, and he seems like a good guy.
I'm waiting for John to say that.
Fucking good. What the fuck are you talking about?
I don't want him on my fantasy team ever.
I get what you're saying. I'm teasing you, but you like rooting for him. You want him to have a good career and stuff, but you don't really want him on your team. I like T. Higgins. I mean, he's always helped me in fantasy. I think that he's going probably second or roundish, third round maybe.
Going right where my second round pick is.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
one thing I would avoid on this team is the kicker. They're going to be going for a lot of fourth downs. They're going to need to score a lot of fucking points because this defense is going to suck. I'm staying away from McPherson. I just don't see it because anything 4th and 6 or under, they're going under the 40. It's going. There's no chance that McPherson's getting on that field because their defense is dog shit. It could be the legendary worst defense ever. So they gave up so many points in preseason yesterday. Even their seconds and thirds, they have no depth. They don't have Trey Hendrickson in the building. They're fucked up. They are a fucked up defense.
Are they signing him is the real question.
I doubt it. And even if they do, at this point without a camp, he's injury prone then, he's not even up to speed. I hate those guys. And he's older too. He's 29.
I don't know if that applies necessarily. These guys that have been in the league and are consistently studs.
I don't like the idea of not getting ramped. Everybody needs a ramp. Even Burrow played preseason this year because of the last year, the first 4 weeks, he was dog shit to start the season, and then he got onto the tear that broke the record.
Yeah, that was the big story is that they played their starters in the preseason, which they haven't before because they've always got off the slow starts. I mean, I'm not going to read too much into that. I think it's their slow starts are a lot more dependent on their defense than their offense.
Terrible. Regressing, probably. I think their defense regressed, especially with the trade situation. It's regressed for sure.
I mean, there's really. I don't think I'd take Gesicki if it falls if it winds up like that because I didn't get a tight end early enough or whatever. I'm not he's not glowing to me, but Jamar Chase obviously is going early. T. Higgins, I don't hate. Chase Brown, I love.
Is Chase Brown a second round pick in a 14 team?
Easily,
I believe so. I think he's really good. I think he's fast. I mean, he catches the ball. I think Joe Burrow trusts him.
Yeah, he's a bowling pin too. Do you like Joe Burrow on a reach?
That's probably I was talking about earlier. I don't think I'm going to be in a situation to get Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen, and it's Joe Burrow's the next man up. I think, at least in my opinion.
And he's not being kept by Eddie anymore. So for our personal league, just for the shout there. So
yeah, no, I mean, I think there's a chance if I can get him if he's there in the third round late, but I don't know if he'll be there. All
right, let's keep it moving here.
Fourth round early.
Yeah, we'll see what we have there. I could see some people reaching on Joe Burrow. Let's move to the AFC South. Jacksonville Jaguars, new regime completely. Liam Cohen as the from the offensive coordinator on Tampa is now the head coach. Obviously, Travis Hunter. You think about Brian Thomas Jr., who's a fucking animal. They have a huge running back pool on this team between Bigsby, Tootin, ETN. There's a lot of running backs. Who's your favorite running back? I want to hear about from both of you. I'll say my favorite running back on this team is Tootin. But I would love
that thing up, mommy. Make it roll.
Mommy, make it roll. That's the best fantasy name. I mean, it's just legendary. I like their tight end as well. Strange, underrated. Do you think Brian Thomas takes a step back because Travis Hunter takes a step forward? Do you think it doesn't matter? Your thoughts on this team? And Trevor Lawrence too. Casey, talk to me about your boy also.
I actually love Trevor Lawrence this year in a late, like he's dropping to like 9.
His ADP is like the 12th round in a 14 team.
11. I think that's incredible value.
It's nuts.
I like the Jaguars this year. I don't think Brian Thomas really takes a regression. I think he's still going to be incredibly good.
Yeah,
is he going to be the wide receiver like 5 or 6? That's debatable, but I still see him finishing as probably within the top 10 of wide receivers. I mean, he's a stud. I mean, and I saw in camp he was lighting up the Dolphins secondary, which probably doesn't mean
on him. I saw that tape too. He was shitting on him.
But, I mean,
I think Brian Thomas Jr. is right outside of the elite
neighbors,
right outside, right there. I think. That's a good comp that everyone's like, oh, Neighbors, we could take him this high.
Right.
I think Brian Thomas Jr. is right there with Neighbors, if not above him, in my opinion. I think that.
No, I think the quarterback situation, with the Giants, it's weird. So I kind of agree.
Yeah. I think that plays into too. But just talent, skill, ability, size, speed, strength, everything that it takes to be a great wide receiver, I think he has all of it. I think he's right outside the Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb. Would you take Brian Thomas Jr. over AJ Brown?
I personally would right now, just because.
Me too. So maybe I'm not a hottest take as I thought it was, but I have him above AJ Brown.
AJ Brown is a little of a hype train.
I don't think AJ Brown is a hype train. I think AJ Brown is incredible, but I think he's getting a little bit older. He's kind of always dealing with mental and
Aggie stuff.
There's a lot of other good players in that offense.
He's got a hammy that he's been dealing with in preseason and shit. The one thing that I like going back to Neighbors and Brian Thomas. Neighbors is that PPR guy. He doesn't get in the end zone that much, but with Brian Thomas Jr., he's getting you those home run shots, those deep threats. He's getting you fucking 40-yard fucking catch for touchdown, and he's fucking huge, man.
Yeah, I draft 12, and Brian Thomas Jr. is on my radar at 12, depending on what goes before me.
Yeah. That's a good take.
He's a potential first-round pick, in my opinion, and people might think it's a reach, whatever. I think he's that good. I don't think
Mame is watching our podcast right now. He should be taking notes for the record.
Well, I will say, typically in fantasy, usually wide receivers who have a good year their first year, or even if it's they always say they're oh, these guys start to break out the second half of their rookie year or whatever, their next year it's even better. I mean, it's kind of hard to replicate what he did last year. I think he had 10 or 12 touchdowns, and I mean he
he beasted,
but he's easily going to have over 1,000 yards for sure. And I don't know how many.
Like I said, I think I said enough about him. He's a stud.
Big fan.
Travis Hunter, is there smoke there?
I was going to say that I have Travis Hunter on my do not draft list. I think he's small. I think he's going to play both ways. I think it's just too many fucking moving parts for me to be oh, this guy's a lock. And I love rookies. I love young guys. But I just think for him, where he's probably going to wind up going, I know he has he gets points if he scores a defensive touchdown on offense in ESPN leagues, which I think is a little weird. But I don't think how many pick sixes, unless he's Deron Bland a couple seasons ago, is that really going to have an impact?
I'm not going to lie, I'm almost tempted to keep Brian Thomas Jr. instead of Bucky Irving.
I mean, it's the way
round.
I think that it's just the rounds are 5 rounds difference. That's the only reason why I would say it's tough. But
I mean, 4? You have
it's stupid to do. Obviously not.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. So it's I got Brian Thomas, I think, in the 6th or 7th, and he's arguably a first-round pick.
Yeah.
Maybe a late second.
Bucky's a second-round pick.
Bucky is for sure a second-round pick, but a little bit further down. I mean,
he's a middle of the pack, second-round pick.
Of course.
100%.
He's probably going around guys like Josh.
He's higher than Chase Brown.
Well, you also have a good track record of drafting, and you could be I could get someone else good in the 6th round more so than you could in the 13th. That's probably
that's the point.
I have Brian Thomas Jr. in the 7th or 6th round, whatever it is, and then I get a guy like Bijan and Gibbs, and then I have a bona fide 1 and 2 at wide receiver and running back. Whereas compared, I could just be oh, I got Bucky Irving, and then I draft say I draft Saquon or Gibbs or Bijan, and I got 2 stud running backs. So it's
I mean, you could do a little digging to find out if who's going before you. That's probably your best bet. Try to see if you could get a little inside info. Be oh, I know I got this guy coming to me at 4.
I'm getting at least Barkley, Gibbs, Bijan, or Chase. I'm getting one of them.
Yeah, that's true. So
Not Barkley. Javi already told me. Not Barkley.
It's most likely
CMC.
It's most likely not Chase. So
Bijan or Gibbs, and then stack him with Bucky, or should I just be like, all right, I'm just going to keep Brian Thomas?
Bijan and Brian Thomas Jr. is fucking ghetto as fuck. I will say that.
Yeah, and Bijan and Bucky is good too, though. Especially
Bijan and Bucky
and
too.
you have a second round pick.
You get to live with your middle round picks, your core picks there.
Yeah, but my starting.
I got Ladd in the 5th last year. You know what I'm saying? Like, I reached for him a little bit.
I don't want to start fucking T. Higgins or Garrett Wilson at my fucking wide receiver one.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. I guess yes, because I get from that logic where you're probably going to wind up with a great running back there in the first round to go Brian Thomas, because you'd rather have a running back and a wide receiver after your keeper in your first round pick than 2 running backs. But I don't know. But again, the 6th round pick is exponentially more valuable than the 13th.
Word. All right, let's I'm gonna move on here because I want to keep it moving here. I'm gonna start doing combination of the whole division. I think it's easier because then we can kind of get spit through this.
We could just do AFC today and do NFC next week.
Yeah, we could do that too because we can do the on Saturday, and we can go through NFC on Saturday instead if you're down. That's cool.
I'm down for that.
All right, cool. So let's just keep going by team then. So let's move to the Tennessee Titans here in this division. By the way, just last guy on the Jags. By the way, Cole Strange. You like the tight end at all there? Nothing.
No, could care less.
Okay. And then the running backs, Tootin. You guys, who's your favorite running back? Just to mention that question.
I'm probably not taking any of them, to be honest.
They fall in your lap. They fall in your lap type of guys.
Yeah.
Late value. I think he's great value late. He actually
ETN?
good. I think he looked pretty good. Yeah. I mean, he was an incredible running back. In the last few.
He's only bad if Jermaine drafts him in the first 2 rounds.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's like a first round pick last year.
Yeah.
Obviously,
he's a first round pick with Jermaine Simpson. Yeah, that's fact.
I like good players having bounce back years a lot more in like fantasy baseball and fantasy football. Fantasy football, especially at running back, once the wheels fall off, it's usually
over. Yeah,
CMC.
Yeah, unless you're CMC.
Well, CMC, I think no one was ever like, he really was bad. He just got hurt and shit. It was never
out of his shoes.
Yeah.
All right, Titans. Obviously, new quarterback Cam Ward. I think Pollard is hurt, so Spears might take a nice.
The other way around.
Or Spears got hurt. Pollard might be a mainstay. I know one of them got hurt. Thanks.
Spears
and then you think about, obviously, I drafted him in Dynasty. I had him last year in our 14 team. My boy himself, Calvin Ridley, Mr. Targets. I love him a lot. I think this year, he's a great. You talk about one of those middle of the pack receivers that we were just discussing, who could really just jump off the page this year. They picked up Tyler Lockett as well on this team. Your thoughts on this offense and Cam Ward? Is Cam Ward one of those late quarterbacks that you'd look at?
I like Cam Ward. I mean, I think he has potential, but I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna need a sample size to see how it shakes out before I kind of take a shot on him. But he's worth maybe if you're late round, you want to try to stash somebody and see if it kind of comes out.
You like Lockett or Ridley?
Lockett, I don't like at all. I mean, I think he's super old. I mean, I like Ridley. I think Ridley is going to eat, but that's almost similar to this T. Higgins thing where it's I like these guys, but I just don't want them on my fantasy team just because I feel if I'm drafting Calvin Ridley in the 4th or 5th round, I just rather would go with something else, something probably safer. I mean, I guess you can say, but Calvin Ridley, don't get me wrong. I think he's
awesome.
He's great. I mean, he's very good, but
in his camp, he looks great.
I don't really want to be invested in any of the Tennessee Titans.
They could be in a lot of high-scoring games. You think about a fun offense that could be really, really what happened with Mr. Mayo last year. What's his name? Coffee Mayo in your fucking coffee. What's his name?
Levis.
There were games where Ridley out of nowhere for me would just catch a touchdown for 50 yards and for a touchdown when the game was out of hand. He's like backdooring you a touchdown kind of thing.
I do think Cam Ward will be better than Will Levis, and that'll add, a dimension to those guys' fantasy numbers or floors or ceilings, whatever you want to say. Mm-hmm. Calvin Ridley, it's almost like the opposite of T. Higgins. He's like a guy I don't want to root for. I don't like him as a person, and I don't know him from Adam. Casey doesn't know T. Higgins from Adam, but I don't. Whatever, I just don't like him. I don't want to cheer for him. I don't want him on my fantasy team.
I like Calvin Ridley. I actually like him.
You're just invested in Dynasty. I mean, Calvin Ridley.
I've been invested in Calvin for a number of years now too. Like I keep drafting him. I like him. I think he's so talented.
Was crazy.
Yeah, he was so good on Atlanta. I just think he's so fucking talented.
Yeah, except for when he was falling down on purpose to cash his bets.
All right, moving on. We can move on from the Titans, I think.
Hating the Titans for sure.
Yeah, maybe you could look at a Spears.
I mean, Cam Ward late. I don't hate
That's
it all.
what I said. Yeah,
You like Pollard and like a late pick there.
I don't know. He's getting up there for a running back. He was never very big.
Who's their other handcuff there?
Like I said earlier, like
no.
Power is the last thing to go. Speed is the first, and Tony Pollard is very much a speed guy, and he's getting up there. And you know,
we got a question for you guys. Who do you think is going to have a better year, Cam Ward or JJ McCarthy?
That's a good question. I think that JJ McCarthy plays in an offense where he has a great coach who's been known to help quarterbacks excel beyond maybe their talents. Obviously, we saw it with Darnold. That being said, I do think that Cam Ward is a better thrower of the football than JJ McCarthy is.
I think that also with Jordan Mason and Aaron Jones, like it feels like that Minnesota team is going to be a little bit more ground and pound than people think, especially because their defense is so fucking good. And it could be one of those cases versus like what Darnold was doing where he was slinging that thing. I think Cam Ward, fantasy wise, is a better viable player to me because I just think they're going to be in more games that they're going to have to throw versus Minnesota's going to be up in more games and they're going to be running that thing.
But the counterpoint is that he has Jefferson and Addison.
And Addison and Hawkinson, right. The weapons are.
I think Addison is missing the first 3 games or something like that. Some sort of.
Yeah, that's right. But that's a nothing burger. That's fine.
Yeah, but still. Like, we'll get to the NFC next week, but I love Jordan Addison. Big Jordan Addison guy.
Let's move to the Colts.
Traded last year, right?
Sorry?
You traded for Addison last year?
Yeah, I think that was 2 years ago I traded for Addison. Last year I traded for Zay Flowers.
Yeah. All right, the Colts, Jonathan Taylor is being kept in our league. He to me, he's a second-round running back with an arrow down. I'm not a huge fan of him. Obviously, Daniel Jones running the helm there. We all know what that is, dink and dunk master, which speaks to maybe a huge year from the rookie tight end Tyler Warren. What do we think?
I'm all about Tyler Warren.
I drafted him in my dynasty. You know, I got him in the rookie draft. Like, I am so excited about this guy. Like,
Brock Bowers adjacent, you know, like I watched a lot of Penn State football last year. He was the guy. They didn't have an outside wide receiver. Their running backs, it's kind of like they have the 2 running back system with Singleton and Allen, you know, kind of similar to Henderson and Judkins, but he was their best offensive player on a good, you know, playoff team. I think
thoughts on Daniel Jones throwing him like a bunch of hospital balls and getting him hurt type of shit, because I saw a couple in the preseason that are just like, oh my god, like in the between 2 defenders and he gets cleared after the play.
Yeah, I mean, Daniel Jones sucks.
Exactly.
I can't imagine Daniel Jones is the quarterback. But then again, Anthony Richardson kind of sucks too. It's kind of
Anthony Richardson lost face. Like, it feels like the organization is like trying to fuck with him at this point. You know what I mean?
The thing about Anthony Richardson is he's younger than Michael Penix. He's younger.
Crazy.
Like,
he's 23.
He's still so young that like he came out a little early, could still kind of have time.
He needs the new scene. It's a new scene.
A little bit, but
yeah, he needs a new scene.
Daniel Jones fucking stinks, but I still think, despite Daniel Jones, Tyler Warren is still so good.
I mean, for tight end, like Daniel Jones is perfect.
We saw what Brock Bowers did with Aiden O'Connell and fucking Minshew.
Tight end is your quarterback's best friend. They're quarterback agnostic normally if they're a freak. It's just how it goes.
Yeah, so I'm huge Tyler Warren stock through the roof. I thought it was crazy.
Michael Pittman, Alec Pierce, Adonai Mitchell.
What about Josh Downs?
Talk to me about Pittman.
I like Downs and I like Pittman.
Downs, I hate the soft tissue shit with him every year.
I mean, whatever. I mean, these are guys that are going in like the later rounds. I think that they're worth taking a shot on in a few.
Yeah, I mean
Michael commands.
I don't hate Downs because worst case scenario, you fucking drop him because you're taking him in the fucking 11th, 12th round.
What about Pittman in the 8th or 7th?
Pittman's going that late? Damn. Then I like him there. I mean, I think I thought he was more of a 4th, 5th round guy.
No, that's way too early, I think.
Yeah, because with Daniel Jones as the announcement, the ADP dropped on him, John.
Yeah, that's true. That makes sense. But like we were talking earlier, who were we talking about earlier where you're saying is like a 4th or 5th round guy?
Yeah,
Ridley and fucking
Ridley or Pittman,
Ridley probably.
Ridley, probably, but barely.
Travis Hunter or Pittman.
Oh, Pittman for sure. But like I said, I have Travis Hunter on like my do not draft list. I just don't. I see him getting hurt. He got hurt in college playing in the fucking, the Big 12.
Yeah, playing real defenses after he transferred from Jackson State. It's different hits.
He's gonna get
Romo Dunze or Pittman.
Ooh, I like Rome Dunze.
I hate Rome
That's
Odunze.
bias.
I'm
I just
so
like
down on him. I can't wait to talk about him next week. It's such Penix. Like, it's a Penix thing, like with Rome. I just can't
You
deal
mean
with
the Caleb Williams thing?
it. No. I'm talking about
like-
college. Yeah,
okay.
like the beef on his, his beef up from college is a Penix thing to me, not a Rome thing. Like, Rome didn't make Penix better in college. Penix made Rome in college, in my personal opinion, and like beefed him is what I'm saying. Not like he didn't make him into a talent. I still think Rome is kind of talented, but I fucking hate Caleb, obviously, too.
Yeah, but I don't know. Penix is good, but I don't think he's like, oh my goodness, like
super accurate.
made Rome Dunze better. Like, yeah, I don't know.
Rome was really good. I didn't watch a ton of college football, but I saw him.
Yeah,
I saw him live. He's got the wiggle. He's
When
definitely got the wiggle.
When Michael Penix was at Indiana, you can't name one wide receiver he played with. You
No
know what
one.
I mean? Like,
Yeah,
it's not like Michael Penix. Every wide receiver he plays with is now a beast.
I just like, Rome's got the wiggle for sure. I saw it live. Like, he definitely is a different guy on the field. You notice him differently on the
And
field.
he didn't have a terrible rookie season. It just looks bad compared to where he was drafted. Like, he still put up decent numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially in an offense where Keenan Allen even had 700 yards and 7 touchdowns. People forget that. Like, he was still stealing. Like, DJ Moore stealing. Like, I don't know. That offense is loaded though with Colston Loveland now. Like, they just have so many weapons
Luther
there.
Burden they added to.
Luther Burden. We'll get to the Bears next week, but I don't know. They're such a weird offense.
There's a lot to talk about there.
Hang on one
Yeah,
second.
we'll keep it
And then
moving.
let's move to the Texans. I want to move to the Texans here.
Is CJ Stroud closer to his rookie year or closer to his sophomore year this year, in your guys' opinions?
I'm gonna
Like as a player for this season and moving forward, do you think he's
The
more
offensive
like-
line is so bad. You traded away Laramie Tunsil. Mixon's hurt. The offensive line is so bad.
They fired
Stroud
my
last year in the playoffs,
fired
though,
my
was, yeah.
they fired my uncle. I'm out.
Yeah.
Fire Bobby. They did fire Bobby. I don't know. Fucking what's it called? You think about the playoff game last year from Stroud against the Chiefs. It was one of the most impressive games where quarterback lost, obviously, but the dude left it on the field. Like, it was unbelievable the way Stroud played in that fucking game. So, like, if I'm trying to just win a football game, yeah, Stroud's a guy, like a top 5 player in the league, top 10 quarterback easily. But you talk about fantasy. Nico was out for how many weeks last year? 4 weeks, 5 weeks last year, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
Diggs got hurt. They have Christian Kirk now, who's another injury guy. Like, Brevin Jordan got hurt in the preseason.
They got a rookie. Who's the new rookie that they drafted?
At what position? Wide receiver?
wide receiver. Oh, yeah, Higgins. Jaden Higgins.
There's I think they got 2.
Noel is the other guy.
I want to say they have 2.
They have Noel. Yeah, Noel is the other receiver that they drafted.
I think CJ Stroud is actually great for fantasy this year. I think their running game is not going to be that good because Mixon is hurt, and Chubb, they were saying, like, he fucking just looks slow. So they're going to have to sling the rock. Obviously, it's going to benefit Nico the most. But I think Stroud can have a decent year, and I think he's another guy who's falling super late. Like, in these,
10th round later right now. We've
drafted
ADP, yeah.
round. Like, if you can get a guy like
Well, to be fair, like in terms of the draft placement, he did take a huge step back. I mean, he finished the year with 3,700 yards, 20 touchdowns.
20 touchdowns? Was he even 20? Yeah, I was about to say. How many rushing touchdowns? Any?
0. You know?
Yeah,
He don't really run. He don't run like that.
No, he's not a runner.
Playoffs,
No,
though,
he's
like,
not.
he might have to run this year more than ever, actually, is what I'm thinking. And that's
But
where
he's
injury-
not. He's not like fast. He's not.
right. That's where an
you
injury
know.
can happen, I feel like, for sure.
But he's like, if he's good at like avoiding like the rush and moving around in the pocket and breaking the pocket to make a throw, but he's not. He's closer to a Burrow in terms of like athletic,
Great comp.
than he is to a Lamar or a Josh Allen. You know,
Yeah.
he's not going to have a bunch of rushing yards and rushing touchdowns. No way.
The
Is
one
there
thing-
anybody else you like this kid Higgins, Casey, as a sleeper, maybe?
I think he's got potential. I hate Nick
for having Nico Collins in the 8th round because I absolutely love Nico Collins this year.
Yeah, I got him in Dynasty. He's a fucking animal. When he's on the field, he's a fucking stud.
He's
a great player. He's a
and
great
to move
player.
to the next team that we're going to talk about, another fucking stud who caught a touchdown in preseason last year because you can't fucking guard him. Cortland Sutton. Let's talk about the Denver fucking Broncos. But I won Dynasty last year because this motherfucker was amazing the last 7 weeks. Cortland Sutton is a beast. I'm sorry, a fucking beast. And all y'all sleep every year on this motherfucker. 6'4", you cannot teach. And there was illegal contact on the touchdown yesterday against the starters, and it was nasty. And Bo Nix is looking for him. Every fucking play, Bo Nix is looking for him.
Yeah, I hear you. I don't know. I'm just not I'm not a Cortland Sutton guy. It's just
He's not like fun. You know what I mean? Like he's great, but he's not. He's good. But he's not fun. He's not entertaining.
1,100 yards, 8 touchdowns. It's fun. He's a good player. Is he gonna blow the doors off of you? No.
You know who is fun? Bo Nix is fun. And I was wrong about him coming out of college where he was like 100 years old. You know, like
you said that on the spot. I remember telling you, and he has the wiggle. He has the wiggle.
Yeah, he can move. He's good. I think that with obviously an established coach like Sean Payton there was a huge lift for him. And I think he's definitely on my list of guys. Like if I don't get one of those superstar guys, I'm looking into
10th round right now, ADP, John. He's going like 8th round right now, actually.
The Bo Nixes, the Drake Mays of the world are probably where I'm falling if I don't get a Lamar, or Allen, or a Burrow.
Let me give you 4 quarterbacks in fantasy right now. I want you to tell me who you like and where your ranking is with these 4 guys for fantasy. Bo Nix, Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray, Michael Penix.
Penix is last.
I think it's got to be number 1.
Who, Nix?
Baker.
Yeah, Baker. That's where I was battling with Baker and Nix. Baker Mayfield throws a lot of fucking touchdowns. The only thing I'm worried about him is they lose their offensive coordinator. That's always could be a fucking weird.
You like
thing.
Dak more than any of those guys, John?
I like Dak more than Michael Penix. I like Dak more than
Bo. Dak or Bo?
I like Bo Nix. I think I like Bo Nix. I'm a Bo Nix guy. I think I have him maybe rated a little too. I'm probably going to reach. If I don't get one of the big names, I'm probably going to reach for Drake May or Bo Nix. I'll be straight up with you right now. Or Jaden Daniels in the 4th or 3rd or something like that.
Moving along to the weapons on the Denver Broncos here, aside from Cortland Sutton, obviously, who's the one. They obviously traded away Devon Vele to the Saints because they're making room for Troy Franklin to get more playing time. He had a great camp, great preseason. Talented guy. I think he's a second-year player. You think about other players like Marvin Mims Jr., who's the over-the-top guy. You think about they picked up Evan Ingram at tight end. Our thoughts on some of these guys, and then we can also talk about J.K. Dobbins, who was excellent for me in 14-team last year for 13, 14 weeks. Really looked great. And then obviously the rookie, R.J. Harvey, who looks...
I mean, I think you got to take Harvey over Dobbins at this point. You know,
J.K. Dobbins, he was on the Chargers last year.
Yeah, I'm saying he's on Denver now this year. Yeah, he was on the Chargers last year. He had a great year, but yeah, he's on Denver now.
Yeah. Harvey.
And Evan Ingram, your thoughts on him? You like Marvin Mims, any of these other extra receivers on this team at all?
Yeah, I mean,
if you like Bo, I mean, it speaks, you know what I'm saying? Bo's going to throw 1,400 yards, 1,200 yards to Sutton. Where are the rest of those 25 to 3,000 yards going?
Well, I think he's going to run the ball a lot. Is why I like Bo. But I think if we're talking about Dobbins and Harvey, like again, I put a lot into the 40 times for running backs. I do think it's meaningful. And Harvey's a 4.4 guy. You know, I
got him in Dynasty. I like Harvey. So
I'm a huge RJ Harvey guy. Dobbins could be good. I think the guy that you named that we kind of glossed over it was Evan Ingram. I think Evan Ingram's still a very talented tight end. You know, another fast, athletic, big target. You said tight ends are quarterback's best friend.
Yeah, he's like a wideout. Exactly.
I think after, Sutton, he could be the number 1, like the number 2 guy there after Sutton for sure. I'm not going to jump out of my seat to draft probably anyone else in the wide receiver core.
I think it's like a similar situation to Buffalo where it's like, Bo Nix is going to spread it around. You just don't know who's going to be the guy. I mean, obviously, like Cortland is like obviously like
one. Yeah, I think that's the only difference between Buffalo and the Bills is that there is a one. But I'm
looking through some stats right now. How many games over 100 yards do you think Cortland Sutton had last year?
He's more like an 80 to 90 yard guy. He's not like that guy.
I don't know, maybe like 4.
He had 3 games over 100, and one of them, at 2 of them, 100 yards, the other one 102. But he got like 8 or 9 touchdowns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He got 8 touchdowns.
Yeah, and that was only his first year with Bo. It seems like their rapport is only building. Bo is only getting more comfortable in the Sean Payton offense. I could see that getting up a couple more touchdowns to double digits, maybe. Nothing crazy, like I said before. 11 to 1,200 yards, 10 to 12 touchdowns. That's his range. Like, he's not going to blow the doors off. He's a
viable wide receiver.
He's one of the best WR2s in the game. That's what I'm saying. He's not a WR1. He's like a WR2 on a championship team.
And Bo Nix, again, I like a lot of his value came from his rushing. He's not Josh Allen or Lamar, but he had 400 rushing yards and 4 touchdowns. Like, that's a good amount of points. You know?
He's a baller too. Like, he's just like, he's got a dog in him. And
he's a gamer for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
And he likes the moment. He doesn't shy away from the moment. Like, you don't get scared. Like,
an eyes downfield kind of guy. Like I saw in the
preseason
against
Sean
the
Payton
Starters,
is his fucking coach, one of the greatest offensive minds in football history.
He took the Kerry Collins to the fucking Super Bowl for the Giants. I believe is the offensive coordinator on that team with Jim Fossel, if I'm not mistaken. So, I mean, yeah, he's been doing it forever. He also had incredible talent on the Saints, obviously, but still, he's been doing it forever. All right, let's move along. Let's move to the Chargers. It's a very interesting team. Obviously, Ladd is Ladd, of course. I'm keeping him in the 5th round. Yeah, whatever.
Just give me all the Omarion Hampton I could take. That's all I'll say. I think that, Jim Harbaugh likes to fucking run the ball. Obviously Najee Harris fucking shot his eye out like the little kid in the Christmas Story. I think you need 2 eyes to play football, last I checked.
Najee Harris is a fucking mess. He reminds me of like a Trent Richardson. It's just like like, what the fuck is this?
You guys always said he like runs in jeans. Was always
he runs high. Yeah, he's Janko jeans.
Like he's in fucking jeans, bro.
Yeah. He's always been like there's guys who are like one cut, and there are guys who are like stop and then take a sidestep, and he's always been that stop and sidestep guy.
It's not in rhythm.
It's work, but you have to be like really good and have a good offensive line and be like Le'Veon Bell, where you have like really good vision. Like he doesn't he doesn't have that vision. He doesn't have the burst of like the one cut guys, So I think that give me all the Hampton I could fucking possibly find. I'm gonna try to draft him in every league I'm in. I'm only in 2 leagues, but still.
Lambert, Smith, Trey Harris.
Trey Harris, I think, is an interesting name. A rookie wide receiver.
Lambert Smith's been making catches in preseason from Herbert, like disgusting catches too.
Yeah, I don't know a ton about him, to be honest. I'll be honest. I haven't watched a fucking second of preseason. Maybe some highlights, but like I don't like.
I mean, it fucks you up as a human. It fucks you up. It does fuck you up.
The only time that like someone was like a late pit or like someone emerged in preseason that ended up being a thing, and it still was the next year, was Victor Cruz. When Victor Cruz had that
exactly.
game.
That same year, though, the year that they actually pulled him up, it was because of that Jets game where he went ballistic and Rex Ryan at midfield said, "Who the fuck was number 3? Like, who is that guy?" Whatever. I remember the outtake, whatever, the inside track.
It still wasn't until the season after that that they
actually ended up calling him up and he changed his number.
Still in practice squad the whole year after that 3-touchdown game.
Yeah.
And
I think we have to address Keenan Allen returning to the Chargers, though.
I mean, I think he's a solid. If you could get him super late, I mean, I'm not gonna. Again, I've said this like 4 times, but I'm not jumping out of my seat to draft Keenan Allen. I like Justin Herbert, but it's just like I said. I think with Harbaugh as the head coach and shot caller,
he's got him paid up a little bit. He's not going to run the ball.
Justin Herbert is dating Madison Beer now, and I think he's going to be the MVP of the.
Who the fuck is that?
She's an actress, right?
She's like Instagram, whatever. Model.
Yeah, who the fuck is that?
I think she's been in some movies, though, no?
We're always trying to pull the poor man's Haley Steinfeld. This guy's a fucking whack job, dude.
He's way better than Haley Steinfeld, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, whatever. Haley Steinfeld's fucking successful. Who the fuck is his Instagram whore?
She's probably got mad bread.
I'm sure she's rich.
Enough. Yeah, a lot of different ways to make money nowadays. Her OF is probably popping.
Justin Herbert, MVP NFL.
Yeah. All right. Anything else?
She is just
do you like the Chargers defense at all? I think their defense could take a step back. No Bosa.
Oh, we missed it, but I think the Broncos defense is.
Yeah. We have to go back to that. Yeah, the Broncos defense adding Hufanga, adding Drake Greenlaw.
Yeah.
And you already have Batoni. You have fucking Cooper on the defensive ends, and you got the defensive player of the year, Surtain the second. McMillan's a nice corner.
Clint.
Barron, the draft pick too, the safety, number 12.
I don't know if they kept him, to be honest, but I'm pretty sure the big white guy in the middle, what's his name, Allen?
Yeah,
maybe?
Singleton, good call. Alex Singleton, I think, is the linebacker
No,
there.
It's a defensive lineman. Fucking. Hang
Oh
on, let me
yeah,
look.
he's a nasty boy. Oh, Allen, I think is
Yeah,
nasty.
Allen, Zach Allen. That's what it is.
Zach
Zach Allen.
Nice,
Yeah,
good call, John. Thanks for prompting that. Yeah, good call. This
Yeah.
defense is ferocious.
Yeah, no, their
Maybe it's the
defense
number one
is
defense. You talk about a
ridiculous.
defense that you set and forget. We were talking about it earlier. This is a candidate for that.
Yeah, Jonathan Cooper, Zach Allen, Alex Singleton, Dre Greenlaw, Nick Benito,
Woo!
and Hufanga.
Woo!
Yeah.
Fanga and Barron at safety. Woo!
And they got the unsung white rookie cornerback from last year, Riley Moss. Everyone
Riley
talks
Moss.
about.
That's right. Man,
Everyone talks about what's his face from Iowa, Cooper DeJean.
This
Six
team is
in
a
the
Super Bowl caliber team. Yes or no? Simple answer.
Yeah, I think they can be in
Division winner, yes
think
or
they
no?
could be- if they were in the AFC Championship game, I wouldn't be shocked.
I don't think I would be shocked, but I would say it's like extremely unlikely.
They could pull a Giants thing where they lose to the Chiefs
Unless
twice in the
RJ
regular
Harvey
season and then
is
beat them.
that guy.
What two teams are better odds to make the AFC Conference Championship game? Well, obviously the Chiefs. They do it every year. We can't, knock them.
Ravens,
Ravens, yes, better odds for sure.
Denver or the Bills?
Bills. I would take the Bills over. I don't know.
It's close. Bills, Bengals. Like once you start getting into it, it's not like insane. Like I
Pats, I don't
said,
trust. They're
I
unproven.
wouldn't be
I don't trust.
surprised. I wouldn't be shocked. I think I think Sean Payton's a really fucking good coach.
Yeah.
Really good.
I like Denver to make a real good run. I think they could get sneaked on by like a weird, like if the Bengals backdoored into the playoffs and Burrow just lit it up on them. Like I could see that maybe, but like I don't even see the Bengals making the playoffs because of their defense being so horrendous. So like this AFC South is disgustingly bad between the Colts, Texans, Jags, and Titans. I don't see any of them being a playoff team. The AFC East is disgustingly bad. I mean, the Patriots could take that step, but it's just the Bills there. And then you talk about the AFC West. You got the Denver Broncos, the Chiefs, who we're about to talk about, the Raiders, who are weird.
I think the Jaguars are low-key sneaky to get into the playoffs this year.
I don't know if their defense is good enough. Maybe.
Probably not.
Okay, let's talk about the Raiders here for a second. Brock Bowers, freaky. Ashton Genty. I want to address this motherfucker going in the first round. Top 5 pick. All this shit. I don't know, man. Like, Ashton Genty, first round pick, John, top 5 pick. You in that boat?
Easily, yeah, no question. I think Ashton Genty is one of the most talented running backs coming out of college in the last 20
More
years.
talented than Saquon coming out of college?
As a runner, maybe not if you add in the pass catching ability. I would say probably just as a pure running back, yes. I think, like I said earlier, these guys who go top 10 or top 12 will throw in, so you get Gibbs in there too. These guys who are getting drafted in the don't draft a running back in the first round era and then come out are good. Bijan, Gibbs, all the way back to Zeke.
Very
Like,
good.
Saquon, we just said, yeah.
Yeah, like these guys are good, legit fucking players. Like NFL GMs, some of them fuck up sometimes, but at the same time, like they're not going to do this knowing that he's not going to be a 1,500-yard potential guy right off the rip. And I mean, if he's there at 12, there's no chance I don't take him if Genty's there at 12. 0.0. If he's there at 12, he's going to my team. No chance.
They're going to make Geno throw that rock, and that's where Bowers comes in. I think Jacoby Myers is a sleeper. Could catch some nice balls this year. I don't know who else is at receiver for them.
The new guy, Beck.
Oh, Jack Beck. I do like Jack Beck. I have him in Dynasty. He's a nice little player. They don't have a ton of pass catchers on this team. It makes me nervous. Their defense is not good.
I heard this one stat the other day. It said I think all the running backs that get drafted in the first round, I think, or within like the first
15 picks.
The first 10 picks of the first round, their rookie year, they end up finishing within the RB like 1 to 10.
Yeah, I mean that stat is basically backing up my point.
What you just said, yeah.
Being drafted in the top 10 to top 15.
Yeah, you're corroborating what John just said.
Round,
yeah.
You're gonna be fucking good. It's the most
they hit
outside. I mean, Zach talked to me a few years ago. It's like, what is the easiest transition from college to the NFL? And I said running back, and he's like, my dad said kicker, and then I was like, okay, then I'll say long snapper. What the fuck are we talking about? You know what I mean? Like it's like, but if we're talking about real positions, like running back, is the easiest thing to be like to learn a new offense running back is pretty much like run to this area.
Yeah,
You go straight. It's not a huge learning curve.
You go straight.
And when you have a dominant tight end like Brock Bowers, who's freak of nature, who's taking some attention and forcing a linebacker to guard him or whatever, or a safety,
Usually
whatever.
1 through 9, and it's representative of a hole, and it's run here. 1 is outside to the left, 9 is outside to the right, and then in between tackle and guard is 2, all the way through. It's pretty simple fucking shit.
Do you like Geno on the reunion with Pete Carroll? Some of his best seasons as a pro, and also just going his ADP right now, I believe, is like the second to last round in our draft. I'm not kidding you.
Well, I wanted to mention that, I think that the Raiders, obviously, poverty franchise for a long time now, but I do think Pete Carroll, Tom Brady in that owner's, room, I think they are on the up and up in terms of hiring, and they're going to be better. They might not be great, but I think they're on their way. I don't know if Geno is this going to be amazing or whatever, but he's serviceable. I think they should be in the market in the next draft, to
receiver,
go for a quarterback, try to get their guy, their franchise guy. But if they
next
get
next quarterback draft could be loaded. It could be. The kid sellers is something. Yeah, if Arch maybe comes out.
There's a later round pick like Sawyer Robertson, the kid from Baylor. I guess we're getting a little in the weeds here, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of really good, quarterbacks coming out.
You guys buy the hype on Carroll making Jonty change his stance from the fucking Michael Myers up to hands down low.
The down low, got to get into
the traditional stance for a running back.
Yeah. I mean,
who does that remind you of? Who does that remind you of, John? The old stance that he had, the upright, who does that make you think of?
I don't have any name that comes immediately to mind. If you have one, shoot it out.
The first name that came to my mind when I saw was the old school Kamara, when he used to kind of stand up. That was the first thing I thought of. And
I thought Henry, but Henry's bigger.
Henry's just so fucking big.
It's he can't get low. He
could start turn around when the play's hiked and be fine.
Yeah, because I can't put Le'Veon or Henry in that those tall running backs because those are a rare breed.
But did they ever actually line up like that? If you saw Jonty in college,
it was weird. But,
like this.
Yeah, in Madden they have it like that still. His upright stance is still in Madden right now, his original.
There's also something to not tipping, where you're going.
Right. It's a tip thing.
That's why the only reason I was any good at high school football is because a lot of times I could see the running back's eye. I got a tip from the guard or the running back or the quarterback, where the play was going, and I would cheat. Because I was small and not that fast.
I have a question for you, John, on the side note of this. I saw a report that there was, I was watching a podcast. It's the Raw podcast, the Raw Football podcast. If you guys have ever seen this before with a bunch of former NFL players, it's really sick. Anyway, they were talking about how this player on the offensive line would wiggle his hands like this when it was a pass or put his hand up like this basically when it was a run. You ever see something like that when you used to play where guys would
for sure. There were running backs that would stare where they were going. And I would cheat, and then if I was right once, I would do it the whole game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you run off the field, bro. The offensive lineman is doing this on a run and doing this on a pass, type shit.
Yeah, and I'd see a guard get significantly lower when it was a running, or significantly higher when it was a pass play.
That's crazy. All the way down to Pee-wee, that's crazy.
Yeah, I'm sure it's more prevalent in high school than the NFL. It's
you're talking when you played in high school. I got you. Okay.
Yeah. I can't see it through the screen, you know what I mean?
Right. That's why I was saying when they were talking about it, they were mentioning my God, every time this offensive line was giving the play away.
There is a lot of that where people are they're football savants, where it's well, you just can't. If you were in their shoes, you'd see it. If you had their vantage point, you'd see it too.
Receivers, even the way they line up, when they're lower, they know they have to block, or when they're higher, they know they're running a route.
Oh, yeah, there's definitely body language cues when you play football. Luke Kuechly calling out the plays before, there's so much stuff to look the way they're shifted, and then once the play starts, also it's how quickly you could diagnose
the game within the game.
This guard takes his first step this way, because that's how I was always taught was you read from the quarterback to the guard to the mid linebacker, and if you really practice that and study and you watch film, you can pick it up pretty easily.
All right, well, I'll let the fans know what's coming next with a little bit of music here, but let's finish it up with the Chiefs. It's our last team of the week here for the AFC.
Yeah.
For fantasy football wise, Are we seeing a Patrick Mahomes 5,000-yard, 50-touchdown season again here, folks, with these weapons? Is Rashee Rice going to be suspended at the wrong time during this season, and he's a guy you have to keep on your do-not-draft list? Is he going to slip? Where are we at with this fucking team? Is Jermaine thinking that Worthy's going to be the WR1 for 4 to 6 weeks of the season, possibly 8 is what he fucking said. He literally said in our chat, John, that he thinks Worthy could have the number 1 receiver stats for 8 weeks on the Chiefs.
Like 8 weeks of number 1 receiver on the Chiefs or the whole league?
No, of the Chiefs.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Fucking even the wide receiver 2 on the Chiefs could be good if Mahomes bounces back a little bit. But fantasy-wise, Mahomes has been a 10th overall, 12th overall the last couple of years. He hasn't been a fantasy monster the past 2 seasons.
He looked good in preseason. He rolled out the other day. He looked good. I think he threw for like 100 yards and a touchdown.
I think he's a fantastic player, but it comes back to that category of great football player versus great fantasy football player. In the last couple of years, Mahomes hasn't been a great fantasy football player.
Do you like Mahomes or Baker right now in fantasy?
Mahomes or who?
Mahomes or Baker Mayfield going into this season?
I think Mahomes still, because he's so good. But in terms of like, he's clearly behind Jackson, Burrow, Allen. Even Jaden Daniels, I have ahead of him. You could make an argument for Hurt.
Crazy.
In fantasy,
Jaden Daniels is like, he's almost comparable to Lamar, I think, personally.
Yeah, like I said, Jaden Daniels is way ahead of Mahomes to me.
I don't even think it's close. I think you're comparing, like, I think Mahomes should be compared to, like, somebody like a Dak or, like, a C.J. Stroud or, like, somebody along that.
You're saying 50 touchdowns and 5,000 yards. The last time that happened was, like
3 years ago.
2021.
Yeah, 3 years ago. 2 years ago. Yeah.
You can get Mahomes in,
the last two
you like Mahomes or Bo Nix more? Mahomes or Bo Nix?
I would take Bo Nix.
Mahomes over Bo Nix.
I would take Bo Nix.
Really? I mean, I think I take Mahomes over, but that's in fantasy we're talking about, not as our starting quarterback.
Fantasy. We're not talking about. If we're talking about winning Super Bowls, there's only one fucking guy you should be naming. Yeah,
exactly.
Come on.
But because he just hasn't been the guy. Their defense has been great. Offensive line hasn't gotten shored up.
The biggest fucking Mahomes to me is so confusing.
But just to get back to the original point, I do love Rashee Rice. I don't think usually in the NFL, if they're not suspended to start the season, that they get suspended later on. I don't.
It moves to the next year usually. They usually push it.
Yeah, exactly. Like if he's not suspended by the week 1, like the start of the season, I don't see it coming down because that's very much looks subjective, like if you're a commissioner and then in the middle of the season you're like, oh, the Chiefs are 9-0, let me suspend Rashee Rice, you know what I mean? Like
his hearing is scheduled for I think the 30th of September, so he's going to play for at least the first 4 weeks, and then they're going to probably, I don't know, maybe wait a week and figure out what they're going to do.
And his lawyer will probably push that back again, you know what I mean?
He'll fight it. Yeah.
The only thing is like when are you willing to like lose Rashee Rice? Are you going to take him in like your 4th or 5th round, and then next thing you know, like it's going to be
again, I'm operating under the assumption that if he's not suspended to start the season, they're not going to implement one until the next season.
Have we ever seen a suspension mid-year before like that?
Not for something that happened prior. Like the only suspensions I can remember mid-year are for like steroid pops or stuff like that. Or
things that happen in real time.
That happens during the season.
Right.
Like. But I don't know. I could be wrong, but I'm drafting Rashee Rice. He's high on my board.
You like Trav? You like Trav at all?
I think I'm.
Are we all done there?
Travis Kelce market, to be honest, unless he falls, significantly.
4th round.
I would rather have Tyler Warren than Travis Kelce.
Would you rather Colston Loveland?
No, I just think there's too many mouths to feed. I just don't see Loveland. Like I don't see Loveland like I see Warren.
Jonnu Smith?
No. I take Travis Kelce over Travis.
Evan Ingram.
Probably still Travis Kelce, but that's closer. But like I said, like McBride, obviously he's kept in our league, but McBride, especially full point PPR, way over Travis Kelce.
100%.
Not even close.
Yeah, Eddie made a good audible there. That was smart.
I like Travis for a little bit of a bounce back year, but I don't see him. Yeah, he's in that second tier now.
Where do you see Worthy Hollywood Brown?
I think Maine is keeping Worthy exactly where he should be drafted. Like I think that's just a lateral move.
Right, the 6th? Yeah.
like 5th or 6th. You know, maybe someone would reach for him higher, but like I don't know. Like if
Because of the
like,
Rashid
Worthy
thing,
is
that's
never going in like the 2nd or 3rd round in my.
Last guy to talk about on this team, and then I think this defense is another one of those defenses that's similar to Denver. You could maybe set forget if you wanted to. They're like probably right below the set forget, I'd say. They are definitely one of the more viable top 5 defenses, but I don't think they're at Denver's level of a set forget. But they are still very good. They're older, but they're still very good at every level. It's undeniable. But do you like Isaiah Pacheco this year is my question.
That's tough. It's tough. It's because like I don't think they replaced him necessarily with anyone, but I do think he is like the way he runs tends to be like injury. He's another like I know he's not old necessarily. He's probably right in that James Cook range around 25, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct. He's going like about 3rd round middle.
Yeah, you know, because I thought about I have him.
For me.
I could have kept him. I could have kept him in the 4th round, and I was like, I'd kind of rather just have my 4th round pick.
Right. Yeah.
You know, like
Smart idea.
you know. So I don't know. I don't love Pacheco. I just if he's going if he's going 3rd round, I don't want him.
All right, move to that was good. A good wrap on the AFC there.
That's the only benefit of drafting Pacheco is that when you're watching
Yeah,
it,
because you can put voice memos in the group chat when he scores a touchdown.
That's good though. In terms of the top teams in the AFC, I think this year, I think their consensus is the same. I think we all have the same one: Chiefs, Broncos, Baltimore, and the Bills. I think teams that maybe can make it.
The Bengals are sneaky in there for me.
Bengals are sneaky, and New England
A
are
lot of
sneaky, and
turmoil.
the Jags,
That's not a problem.
and the Chargers. You know, with Harborough. Harborough's a winner, so we got to put him in there.
I like Jacksonville Jaguars sneaky playoff team.
Yeah, I like that. They could win that division. The Colts suck.
Colts suck. Texas offensive line's dog shit. Defense is whatever. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Sure.
All
All right, let's move to the Hots Corner. Hots, kick it off for our
All right,
guest
we'll
here.
start with the trivia. I got a little like choose your own adventure here. So it's about Super Bowl starting quarterbacks. You could either do 3 options. So 35 quarterbacks have started and won the Super Bowl. 13 of them have won multiple Super Bowls. 22 have won 1 Super Bowl. Do you want to do all 35 because there's 2 of you guys? Do you want to do the 22 who have won 1 Super Bowl, or do you want to do the 13 that have won multiple Super Bowls?
I mean, if we're both doing it, I think that would help because so we can try the 35, but it's going to be hard.
Yeah, whatever you guys want to do. Like I said, choose your own adventure.
And this is like full NFL
History. Yeah.
NFL history, just starting quarterbacks. You know, like not like the backup quarterback doesn't count. You had to start the game. You know, and win.
Yeah.
Kick it off, Casey. Starting quarterback that won the Super Bowl. We're going to do 35 who won the Super Bowl, John.
35 who won the Super Bowl.
In history.
Joe Namath.
Yes, Joe Namath. He's
The
one
one.
of the Super Bowl winners.
Brett Favre.
Brett Favre has also won 1 Super Bowl.
Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning has won 2 Super Bowls.
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers has won 1 Super Bowl.
Drew Brees, I think, has won
Drew Brees has won 1 Super Bowl.
1.
Let me show some fucking love here for the boy.
Hey,
Eli Manning has won 2 Super Bowls.
Hell yeah.
TB12.
TB12 has won 7 Super Bowls.
John Elway.
John Elway has won 2 Super Bowls.
Has Boomer Esiason won a Super Bowl? No.
N-O spells no.
Yep, correct. No.
Phil Simms.
Phil Simms has won 1 Super Bowl.
Well, we got to talk Patty. Patty Mahomes has won.
Patrick Mahomes has won 3 Super Bowls.
Ben Roethlisberger.
Has won 2 Super Bowls.
I'll keep throwing, Casey. If you don't want to go back and forth, I'll keep throwing.
Keep going. Yeah, I'm thinking.
Trent Dilfer.
Trent Dilfer has won 1 Super Bowl.
Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts has won 1 Super Bowl.
Matt Stafford.
Matt Stafford has won 1 Super Bowl.
Kurt Warner.
Kurt Warner has won 1 Super Bowl.
On turf. What's his name? Oh my God. It just hit my brain. Damn it. What's his name on Tampa? John. Fucking killing me. Oh my God. Tampa. The fucking quarterback from the 2002 team. What was his name?
I can't give it to you. You got to know.
I know.
That's the whole point, Zach.
I know. It just slipped my brain. I had it in my head because of the Dilfer.
Dilfer
and
was
that's
on
probably-
Tampa. Wasn't Dilfer on Tampa?
No, Dilfer was the
Dilfer
Baltimore
was
one that beat the Giants.
Ravens.
True.
wasn't Brad Johnson. It was
Yes, it was Brad Johnson.
Oh, it was Brad Johnson? Oh, it was sitting on me. Okay, cool. All right, Brad Johnson.
1 Super Bowl.
Joe Flacco.
Joe
Nice.
Flacco has won 1 Super Bowl.
Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson has won 1 Super Bowl.
Troy Aikman.
Troy Aikman has won 3 Super Bowls.
Steve Young.
Steve Young has won 1 Super Bowl.
Joe Montana.
Joe
Joe Montana has won 4 Super Bowls.
Did Staubach win one, John?
Staubach has won 4 Super Bowls.
Bart Starr.
Bart Starr won 2 Super Bowls.
Terry.
Who?
Terry Bradshaw.
Yeah, he just said Bradshaw. You just
Oh.
said Bradshaw.
He did?
No, I
You
said
just said Bradshaw. You're like, did Bradshaw win one? And I was like, Terry Bradshaw has won 4 Super Bowls.
What about Bart Starr?
Bart Starr won 2. I gave it to you.
I don't think anybody said Bradshaw, Johnny. We said Brad
You said
Johnson.
Bradshaw. You said
Brad
Brad Johnson minutes ago. Then you said Bradshaw. You're like, did Bradshaw win one? And I was like,
You
Bradshaw.
were,
won 4 Super Bowls. You can rewind the tape. I guarantee it.
I said did Staubach win one? Not
You
Bradshaw.
said Bradshaw. You might have meant Staubach, but you said Bradshaw. I'm telling you. You will rewind the tape. If I'm wrong, I'll give you $20.
Oh,
All right,
here.
cool.
Fucking Carson. No, not Carson Wentz. What's his name? Nick
No,
Foles.
Carson Palmer never won
Nick
one.
Foles. Good
Nick
job.
Foles.
Won
Nick
1 Super
Foles.
Bowl.
There you
You
go.
did say Staubach, so I'll give it to you now. Staubach won 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Man, now it's getting tough. Here we go.
Yeah, you're getting into the nitty gritty of it now.
How many do we have left?
You have 2 that have won multiple Super Bowls left, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 that have won 1 Super Bowl left. So 10
doing good.
total.
We're doing good, Case.
Two that have won 2.
2 that have won multiple.
Multiple, not necessarily 2.
They don't have to.
Could be 2, could be more than 2.
They don't have to be on the same team either.
No,
Oh,
they
yeah.
don't.
I'm going through the. I gotta go through the teams.
It's got to be like Hall of Fame level quarterbacks. I feel like.
Some Hall of Famers, some not. I'll start giving hints if you don't guess in the next like 30 seconds or so.
No, you're good. I just want to look at the teams. I got to look at like NFL teams.
Zach is 100% cheating right now.
No, I'm not. I swear to God, I'm not. I'm not. I swear to God, I'm not.
Who else has won Super Bowls recently? I'm trying to think of who's like won recently. In the last,
Drew Brees.
we already said Breeze.
Yeah, Casey said him a while ago.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool.
Did anyone on Culpepper never got one? Did
Nah.
Culpepper get one? No. Right?
Yeah, no Dante Culpepper.
Donovan McNabb got one.
No.
Donovan
He lost in the
McNabb.
Super Bowl to the New England. Chicago. I'm thinking somebody who is the McMahon.
Yep, Jim McMahon, 85 Bears.
There we go. That's one.
What about those Steelers teams back in the day?
Yeah, that's
You already
Terry.
got Terry Bradshaw.
Yeah.
Ken Stabler.
Ken Stabler has 1 Super Bowl championship.
Johnny Unitas.
Correct.
Nice. Good job, Casey.
What a pull.
Who's the Redskins quarterback back in the day? Fuck.
Did Cam Newton win a Super Bowl?
Lost in
No,
the
he
Super Bowl.
lost.
He didn't jump on the fumble, remember? Fucking coward.
Who did
The
he lose?
Panthers have never won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, Panthers are a franchise without a Super Bowl. There's like 10 franchises that have never won one. It's getting tough out here in the streets.
It's getting tough out here in these streets.
Dolphins. Oh, Dan Marino. No. Excuse me. Bob Greasy. Sorry. Bob Greasy.
Bob Greasy won 2 Super Bowls,
Marino, yeah, never won.
Marino never won one.
famously.
That was the other multiple, right?
Yeah, he won 2. That's why I just said 2 Super Bowls. There's one
Okay.
more left.
There's one more multiple left, you said?
One
Yes.
more multiple, yeah.
Oh. Who's missing?
Older, middle, young, like
Probably old.
You want some hints now?
No.
I can't think of it.
Steelers had anybody else between Terry and Ben Roethlisberger that won the Super Bowls or another?
No.
Steeler?
The Bills had multiple back to
Yeah, they
back.
lost 4 times.
The Bills
Jim Kelly.
never
Sorry,
won a
New York
Super Bowl.
Giants, baby. No, they
The
never
Bills
won.
never won a Super Bowl.
They're still
Bills
searching
never
for
won
the
a
first.
Super Bowl.
Never won a Super Bowl in their
They
franchise.
lost 4 in a row.
Wow.
They've had a lot of heartbreak. They lost on a game-winning field goal that they could have made. To the
They
Giants.
lost to Washington Giants, then Dallas back to back.
NFC East runs their bitch. Seattle, Niners, Rams.
Rams, we already had Stafford.
I know we said.
What about Jared Goff? Did Jared Goff win one?
No, he lost
No.
13-3.
You already got Stafford and Kurt Warner. That's the
Kurt
two
Warner,
Rams
we already
Super
have
Bowl.
them. I'm thinking a Saints old quarterback, but I can't put my name on it.
Nope, you already have Breeze. That's the only time they won.
Who won with didn't Arizona won one?
No, Arizona Cardinals have never won a Super Bowl.
Yeah. I'm chopped.
You're chopped.
All right,
Raiders have an old one. Oh, I already said Stabler though. Actually, do the Raiders have another?
The Raiders have the
Warren
last
Moon?
two-time Super Bowl winner.
Warren Moon?
No, Warren Moon played for the Oilers. He never played for the Raiders.
Did he win a Super Bowl though? No.
No, he never won a Super Bowl.
Okay.
The last two-time Super Bowl winner was with the Raiders.
Was with the Raiders.
Yes.
I was okay. I don't
Tom
have it.
Flores was the coach. He played at Stanford.
Oh, what's his name?
Yeah, he's probably on the. You probably have
the
walked
wall.
past when you
He's
went to
right in front
Stanford
of him.
games. He's probably on the wall.
Yeah. It's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt.
And the Giants, you got Sims from one of those, the one of that run with like Lawrence.
Oh,
Taylor.
the other guy. Oh, I always forget his name. Ugh.
Yeah, he's the backup quarterback, but he's
Backup quarterback that started with
like Nick
Denver.
Foles.
Yeah, I hate that name. Oh, it always fucked me. You can say that name, John. We're not gonna pull that.
You guys don't have that one?
I don't have that
Yeah,
one.
Hostetler.
Hostetler. It's just a weird name. I never say it. I just Hostetler. Fuck.
Yeah. And then there's right around the Hostetler time, there's two quarterbacks who played for the Redskins.
Yeah, the Redskins is the one we're missing. This is what I'm saying. There's a Redskins.
There's actually three Redskins left.
Yeah, the Redskins is gonna. This is it. This is where we're getting fucked up because they have Super Bowls. They're a historic franchise. I just can't pull the names.
Yeah, they have three Super Bowls and three different quarterbacks. Probably the
Any
only
of
team
them
with
gigantic names or all just run of the mills like
that. One of
Hostetler?
them is the first black quarterback to ever win a Super Bowl. That's a massive hint.
Whoa.
I'm tapped. I did my part.
The other one had his leg snapped, or one of the other ones had his leg snapped.
That's
by Lawrence Taylor.
Oh yeah.
On Monday Night
Lawrence
Football.
Taylor. He like waved him onto the field.
One of the most gruesome injuries of all time in
yeah,
NFL
disgusting.
history.
Oh I know the name. Don't say it.
Alex Smith.
No. That was gruesome too. Not Kornheiser. It's something like long as fuck.
It rhymes with a famous college football award.
Heisman.
Yeah, it rhymes
Oh,
with
with
Heisman.
Eisman. Damn.
That was the craziest hint
That was a way crazy
ever.
hint. That was a crazy hint, John. Yeah, that was a crazy
Yeah,
hint.
but you weren't gonna get it, so
I
had to
know.
do something.
I was like circumventing it. I knew it was like a long name.
I
Yeah.
said Heisman, and then I was thinking, I was like, I know Joe Theismann is a name, and I just didn't say it.
Yeah, it's good.
That's crazy. All right. There's two more Redskins. We'll move on from that. The last one-win Super Bowl guy. It was late. It was one of the first 5 Super Bowls.
Bart Starr.
No, he already had Bart Starr. He won 2. It was. He has a famous picture smoking a cigarette at halftime of the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, that's great.
I don't want to give you the team. I'm trying to think.
Chop the Aki way.
Yeah, you guys are fucked. He played for the Chiefs, so I'll just go there. Hall of Fame.
Well, Joe Montana played for the Chiefs late, but he never won it with them.
No, this is way before that. He's smoking a cigarette at halftime of the Super Bowl. So I was like Joe Montana.
No. That's what I'm saying. All
All right,
go ahead.
I'll keep it. I'll go back. All right, I guess I got to start giving like first names. The guy who was the Raiders who won twice, who played at Stanford, who was coached by Tom Flores. His first name is Jim.
Jim Brown.
Jim McMahon.
Not a quarterback. Jim McMahon already said for the Bears.
Not Dorsey.
No, not even close.
I don't know. I
If you
can't
have
pull
a player who's really tall in basketball, you want him to dunk it. That rhymes with this guy's last name.
Plunkett.
Jim Plunkett.
Plunkett.
All right, and then We have the guy from the Chiefs. His last name is the same as a wide receiver whose name was Andre Bad. Or no, sorry, I apologize. I fucked that up. There was a baseball player who was a great Hall of Fame baseball player, Andre Dawson. What's the first name?
Len Dawson. Fuck.
Len Dawson, yeah.
Fuck.
This quarterback for the Redskins, his first name was Mark, not the black guy, the other guy.
Brunell never. That's too early, so it's not Brunell.
His nephew played at Boise State, Brett Blank. This guy's Mark Blank.
Nah, I'm not gonna pull that.
Rippin.
Oh, Brett Ripien. Wow.
Mark Rippin is the one. Brett Rippin was his nephew at Boise State.
Oh, cool. I didn't know that.
The other Redskin, the first black quarterback to ever win a Super Bowl, his first name is Doug.
Doug Williams. Fuck my life.
And then that was
That's
it.
embarrassing.
All right, now the questions. Is Jalen Hurts in the scope of starting quarterbacks to win Super Bowls closer to Tom Brady or Trent Dilfer?
Is he closer to Brady or Dilfer?
Yeah.
Is this
Again,
a question?
compared to all those
Are these
other
just questions,
quarterbacks.
now, or are these just random questions, John? Like the questions associated?
Well, this question is I put it together. Fucking
These are just the hot corner questions, right? I'm
yeah.
just saying.
Okay.
Okay. It wasn't part of the quiz. I'm saying we're off the quiz.
No. Now we're on to the questions. Yeah,
All right, we did a pretty good job, Casey, on the quiz. Good job.
yeah, that was pretty good.
We're pretty good.
I think that was the only two quarterback, the one who won multiple.
Doug Williams. We gotta have that. We gotta have that.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple that was a little crazy, but
Yeah,
that's
Jim
okay.
Plunkett too. After Sanford. I mean, oh my God.
Flunky.
Is he closer to Dilfer or Brady? Dilfer.
What do you think, Case?
For right now, Dilfer.
I would have
He's won
said.
Super Bowl.
Yeah, I know. It's really hard.
He could only have one Super Bowl his whole career, for all we know.
Yeah, I guess.
Bro has 7.
Yeah, I mean, Tom Brady's GOAT.
All right, Mount Rushmore of favorite sounds.
You go first, Casey.
There's 4 on Mount Rushmore, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So your 4 favorite sounds, or you guys go back and forth and do 2 and 2 if you want, whatever you want to do.
4 favorites.
I like Velcro.
Okay.
Mine is going to be like rain on like a on like a deck
A back patio deck. Yeah.
tin roof, something like
Sure,
that.
sure.
I'm gonna go with the gentle rain.
I like that.
I like that.
Um,
Off the back of what you just said, I'm gonna say waterfall as well. A nice waterfall sound.
running water is nice. We could go running water.
Let's do running water. Let's do running water in
That's
general.
just like water. Do you want to go with those 4? Or you guys each want to come up with 2?
No. I like no. Those aren't 4. We're gonna do running water as just one, John. So running water, Velcro so far.
I like a wind chime is really nice. Velcro, I don't know. How about the swish of a basketball?
Ooh.
I
All
had
right,
that on
I'll
my
go with
list,
the 4.
Casey. I had that on. That's the first one you guys have said that I have on my list.
I like the swish.
I'll go like running water, swish of a basketball. Ooh,
I do like the sound of like
I do
when
think rain on like a
defensive
roof is
lineman, like,
different than like a
cracking.
waterfall. Like I feel like it's hard to put that all in one sound. Like
I like waterfall over anything else that was said besides the rain one.
I would
So
take like a brook over a water.
I'll give you waterfall / brook, and then I'll also do rain on a roof. Because
yeah,
I
and then
feel like-
swish, and then we're gonna remove Velcro. I think I like the sound of like a cracked hit in baseball, like when you hit it on the screws.
Okay, squared up hit.
Yeah, or even like maybe tennis actually, or even the flush sound in golf, Casey.
You know what?
Ooh.
I'm leaving Velcro because you said it first. You guys have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I want the fucking Venmo fucking transaction sound when somebody fucking pays you.
Cha-ching,
Cha-ching.
I want ka-ching. Or,
cha-ching. I like cha-ching. That's
All right,
all.
we'll do cha-ching as fourth. That's
And then
good. We're good.
one more, or you guys are good.
Oh, we're good.
All right. Would
was
you
good.
rather be as good at Scheffler at hitting your irons or have Xavier Worthy speed? So everything else is what you have now.
fucking
care about Xavier Worthy.
Yeah, fuck Xavier. Worthy. Give me those irons.
Yeah, dude, you kidding me?
All right.
Bro,
But
be
then
able to
but
hit
you
irons
drive
like
like, but you
Scheffler is disgusting.
drive like you drive, and you putt like you putt. You just have
That's
to hit
fine.
irons.
I'll hit the fucking three
I'm
iron,
on the tour.
3-iron off the fucking tee every day.
Yeah, I'm on the tour. I'm figuring it out. With Scotty Scheffler irons, I'm on the fucking tour. I might not be the best player. I'm on the tour with those irons.
All right. Who's the funniest character in television history?
I mean, Dave Chappelle show is really tough.
I got a couple.
I don't know if he's a character though. That's
Yeah,
just
maybe
Dave Chappelle.
Chandler Bing is up there.
You could do like one Dave Chappelle character from his skits if you want to be like Tyrone Biggums or something like
Tyrone
that.
Biggums is a good
Who the
one.
fuck is Chandler Bing?
Oh,
He's
you're
on
embarrassing.
Friends.
You're
Chandler.
embarrassing. You're embarrassing.
That shit is whack.
No, he's a great character actually,
Funniest characters ever. I would put Larry David way above that.
but he's not a
Larry David.
character though.
Well, he is a character in Curb.
I would put fucking Cartman.
George Costanza.
I think Cartman is easily one of the.
Oh yeah, nice. I'll throw Cartman up there.
All right, I'll give you those. We'll go with those four. If you could put one retired player who isn't in the Hall of Fame or like going to be in the Hall of Fame, I can't say like Miguel Cabrera, who isn't in the Hall of Fame on your favorite baseball team, who are you taking? And also no steroid exempt guys. You can't say like Bonds, McGuire.
Okay. Baseball.
Who are you putting into the Hall of Fame?
No.
Who are you
want
putting on your favorite team? Like you could take them in their prime and drop them onto the Yankees. You know,
Oh,
but they can't be a Hall of
Give me,
Famer.
give me Roy Halladay.
I think Roy Halladay might be in the Hall of Fame, or he's probably gonna be if he's not.
Roy Halladay is definitely in the Hall of Fame. Didn't he get popped for PEDs though?
No, he just died.
Posthumously got it. Oh yeah, he got it after he died.
Yeah, he's a Hall
Right.
of Fame. Yeah, because he died before he was
Right,
eligible.
and then they put him in after the
Yeah.
Hall. I forgot. Okay,
Yeah,
sorry.
So take a Hall of Fame player and then put
No
them-
Hall of Fame.
No Hall of Fame. That's what makes it hard. If you're Hall of Fame, it'd just be like Babe Ruth. You know what I mean?
Andrew
Like,
Jones.
Andrew Jones is a good one.
I'll take him. Put,
he might
put
get
Judge
in.
it.
But he's I'll give it to you because he's still
Yeah.
he's really close. Like on the
He's
vote.
very close. The other guy I was thinking about was Torrey Hunter. I was thinking center fielders for a minute there.
That's
Is,
a good one.
Tim Lincecum in the Hall of Fame?
Ooh, good name.
Oh, that's a good answer. I like that.
Good
one.
answer.
I would take Tim Lincecum. He was a
Because you get them in their prime, so it's like guys with short primes. Is like kind
Yeah,
of
I'd take maybe Tim Hudson. Also,
mean-
another guy.
Lincecum had a crazy run on
Yeah.
San Francisco.
Yeah, they won the World Series 3 times.
There's very few times you win multiple Cy Youngs and don't get into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that's a good name, Case.
All right, we'll go from there. We'll end it there. We'll start back over. So, Jalen Hurts, I thought, like, just going over the quarterbacks, like, I tend to agree. I think he is closer to Dilfer than Brady. Last year had, like, 2,900 yards and 18 touchdown passes. Obviously gets a lot of running stats, but still, like, very much a game manager, if you ask me. Like,
Yeah.
I saw a meme recently. I was like, him talking, like, it was obviously Photoshop, but like him talking to Dak, and like, this is how you win a Super Bowl. And my response was having the best offensive line, weapons, and defense in football and managing the game. Like, what are we talking about here?
Yeah, as
So,
a thrower of
I
the ball between Dak and Jalen Hurts, I mean, that's not a thing to me.
Yeah, I think Jalen Hurts doesn't have like this crazy leg up because he won now. Like,
I do think that Jalen Hurts intangibles and like winner. Like we're talking about being a winner. He's a winner.
Chicken dinner. I think it's hard. I almost thought about saying Brady just because I feel like the Eagles have been in the Super Bowl. I feel like so many times recently, or I just feel like I
But
always.
that wasn't been Hurts though. It's been Foles too.
Yeah, but I feel. I guess I don't know.
Which
But,
also speaks to the point that you throw anybody at quarterback for them with that offensive line, defensive line, and they're in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, they have the best running back in football, arguably the best receiving tandem, the best offensive line, and the best defense in football.
And Goddard.
When they won the Super Bowl, when he won his Super Bowl, they had the best defense, the best line, and the best weapons. I would say.
Yeah, no question.
Mount Rushmore favorite sounds.
This is a great question.
So what I wrote was girl gagging on it.
Oh, hey yo.
I mean, I was gonna say
I
one
was gonna say
sexual.
I was gonna say the other sound, like the mush, like yeah, the mush sound. But I was
Yeah.
gonna say that, but we're PG here.
Yeah. Crack of a beer after a long hard day.
That's a very good one.
That's a great one.
Hearing an announcer say your team has won a championship.
Yeah.
But that's not that you're embellishing the word sound there to me versus words. So I wouldn't think of that.
Words or sounds, but okay.
You know what I'm saying there.
And then my last one was basketball squish on your own shot. Like
Basketball.
I know, but it's still like the sound of the net. It's not words being said like swish. Someone's not saying swish. You know, like I don't know. When I think of sound, what your
I don't
question
know.
was.
If you were like a Spanish girl calling me Poppy, like I wouldn't be like, no, that's not
Yeah, exactly. Like we
You
can
know
with
what I mean?
words, we can get crazy here. Yeah,
Girl moaning.
yeah, exactly. Right. Thank you. Right.
I was gonna say, well, if you guys did go sexual, I was gonna say you have to limit it to one sexual. It can't be like four
Yeah,
sexual sounds because obviously those would probably be the four best sounds.
Yeah.
Casey's never heard a girl gag on it. It's just too little.
He's never heard a girl moan either. He's too busy moaning.
Would you rather be as good as Scheffler hitting her irons or have Xavier Worthy speed? I think you guys underrate how cool being fast is. Like,
It's cool, but like,
what?
What am I doing with that?
yeah, I'm a
You're
Jewish
fucking
man.
working out and
You're
being in the
gonna do it,
NFL. Like, you know, like if you're that fast.
I'm not in the NFL, dude. I take one hit, my ribs are dead.
Yeah, but if you knew you were fast since you were a little kid, you'd fucking work out and, you know, but I don't know.
Oh, if you had irons like Scotty
Or
Scheffler,
you could be a fucking Olympic.
man.
I guarantee you, Worthy has Olympic speed. Like he could be a sprinter in the Olympics if he wasn't a football player. It's like a
Scotty
4.2
Scheffler
40.
irons.
No,
God.
Scotty Scheffler. I probably agree with you, but I'm just the way it was dismissed. I thought it was a little crazy.
Oh, okay,
With
fair enough.
Scotty Scheffler irons, you could do till you're 60 or whatever.
You're also
Yeah.
like talking to two guys who are like big into golf. So
Yeah,
that's
You're talking to golfers here, but to be clear, I get what you're saying for the burial. We did bury it for sure.
Yeah,
But-
because being fast is cool when you're 5. If
It's
you're the
also that
fastest kid on the
being
playground,
fast
it's cool.
Substantial thing in certain arenas. When you playing golf, like being like golf is like.
If you're Xavier Worthy speed, even if you never work out, like you're still going to be a high school football star and a high school probably basketball. Maybe
Yeah,
not
you
basketball.
probably have a lot of glory days.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure. I see that.
Who is the funniest character in television history? Good answers. Chandler Bing, Larry David, George
Stewie is another maybe.
I like the League a lot. I like Rafi from the League.
Oh, Rafi is a good one.
In terms of,
Even,
like,
Andre,
big
even
belly
Andre.
ass.
Yeah, even
I like where you went with Dave Chappelle at first, but you didn't like single out a character like Dave
Yeah.
Chappelle as Rick James or Dave Chappelle as Prince or Dave Chappelle as Tyrone Biggums. So
yeah,
a lot of
Tyrone
good
Biggums
ones there.
is probably the winner there for the record. Yeah,
But yeah, because Tyrone Biggums had multiple like those
right.
other ones
That's
had, like, one
also
skit.
Charlie Murphy's character in Chappelle Show is what's his name? Oh man, He
Like the
gets
player
crazy.
haters ball.
Player haters
Charlie
ball.
Murphy.
He gets crazy in that show. Yeah.
Yeah. Rest in
downhill
peace.
rolling.
Rest in peace, legend.
If you could put one retired player on your team who isn't in the Hall of Fame,
Good names.
I wrote down some couple names. I got Jeff Kent. I feel like he's
How the
fucking
fuck
beast.
is he not in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, he's a MVP. I
What
wrote
the
David
fuck? That's
David,
a crazy slight, dude.
David Cohn. I thought was a monster for a long time. Kurt Schilling. I think it's appalling that he's not in the Hall of Fame.
Insane.
Yeah, because he's just a little crazy, like right wing. I think that keeps him out because he's.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
The fact that CC got in on the first ballot and Kurt Schilling is
And
in
Kurt
it,
Schilling's not in is
Kurt
blasphemy.
Schilling's a better pitcher than CC Sabathia. I don't care what anyone says.
That's a hot take. You
I
can
don't
never
think
take.
it's a hot take at all. I think he's
I don't know. Some of those years in the
Maybe.
Indians. I mean, it's just, and then the
No.
Yankees too, World Series.
Kurt
Kurt Schilling won World Series
Wild
with multiple
dominant.
teams. Fucking Diamondbacks, the fucking Red
Fucking
Sox,
Red Sox,
he was
Bloody
great for
Sox.
the Phillies too. Like, I
The
think
bloody
Kurt-
sock game is goaded.
And then I wrote Will Clark, another absolute beast of the
Will
plate.
Clark.
Keith Hernandez, another tragedy that he's done in the Hall of Fame.
That's
I have
tragedy.
no
That's
idea that he's done in the
absolutely.
Hall.
Yeah, my dad clamors about that to this day. It's this,
MVP and won the World Series.
won the
two
World Series with a
teams.
team that like hasn't won the World Series, and yeah, that's like legendary World
Won the
Series.
World Series with the Cardinals and the Mets.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the Cardinals. Jesus Christ.
And then but my last two are kind of a little bit below those other guys, Chuck Finley and Nomar Garcia-Parent. But Nomar Garcia-Parent is prime.
Nomar, Jim Edmonds is another name I thought about.
Jim Edmonds is a good one.
Nomar's not in.
Nah,
Then
never the best player at his position and at any point. I would
No,
say.
I mean I agree, but
yeah, but
He's
then
right
there's
there,
also-
though. He's like another guy that's like right there.
yeah, he's close. I mean, but then you get into like the glory because then we always like we'll have the debate about Eli. Like Eli was never a top 5 quarterback in the NFL.
Right.
They'll probably eventually get
But,
in.
you know, yeah, for sure. But playoff stats wise, he might be in that top 10 all time.
He's got 2 rings, and there's only
2 rings, 8 road playoff wins, a lot of
I'm
shit.
looking at this now. I don't think Jim Plunkett's in the Hall of Fame. I think Greasy is. I think everyone else who has multiple Super Bowl wins, I think, is in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, Plunkett is not top 10 in all the passing categories like Eli is, or an Iron Man either.
He wasn't good until he went to the Raiders late in his career, Jim Plunkett.
Right.
His story.
Also, Eli never played with any other Hall of Famers besides Strahan in his last season in terms of winning seasons. Like there's 0 Hall of Famers that Eli has ever played with. That's a stat that I love to say about him. So it shows like exactly what teams he brought to the Super Bowl and won. I like to say that too.
Yeah, I mean.
You think about the receiving cores, the running backs, they're all run-of-the-mill random guys who would never.
Sean O'Hara's not in the Hall of Fame.
Nobody.
He might get in though.
He might, but like I'm telling you, like you look at those teams, it's a bunch of guys that were good for just a couple of years.
O'Hara, Deal,
David Deal, Chris Snee, good players.
Snee,
I'm not hating on the players. Good players. But again, we're talking about
Justin Tuck.
Never had a number 1 receiver like he made. Like Victor Cruz was good for a couple years. Went to Chicago, nothing. Hakeem Nicks was good for a couple years. Went to the Colts, nothing. So it's like, yeah.
Well, they weren't that good.
Mario Manningham,
They weren't that good for the Giants. It's not like
they had a bunch of very good players. Is what I'm saying.
They have a Hall of Fame coordinator.
Yeah.
Maybe a Hall of Fame coach.
Hall of Fame head coach too. Tom Coughlin's a Hall of Famer, I think. Right? Would you say so? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said. Hall of Fame coordinator, Hall of Fame coach. But yeah, I guess I'm going over the players. Strahan
at the end of his career. The man.
He was on the team when they won the Super Bowl, so that's
right. He was the leader still. Yeah, stomped them out. That whole thing. We fly high. That was him. So.
Justin Tuck.
Good show. That was an awesome pod. Casey, champion, thanks for joining us. We'll be back next week before our draft on Monday to go over the NFC side of the preview for fantasy.
Drafting all your players.
Yeah, we're ranking all your players, and Xavier Worthy will not be a top number 1 receiver for 8 weeks this season. Jermaine, you can kick rocks on that. Sorry.
If you want Travion, you better take him in the 2nd round, bitch.
I might take him at 12.
Oh! You know who I'm taking at 104?
Malik Neighbors.
C-Mac?
ASAP 12.
Yeah, I'm taking ASAP 12.
Yo, last question for you, John. Yeah. Bijan or Jamar Chase?
Chase. He's my favorite player. I fucking get the jersey out right now.
All right, here, but I got this. I was going to ask earlier. Would you rather Brian Thomas Jr. or Nico Collins?
Brian Thomas Jr. or who?
Nico Collins.
Brian Thomas Jr.
Same, I agree.
CD or Amon-Ra?
CD.
CD.
CD or Malik Neighbors?
CD.
Whoa.
CD or CD.
CD is freaking nature. CD also last year, more than ever, lined up in more positions than ever before in his career in terms of slot, everywhere on the field. The guy was the blanket. As a receiver, he was the blanket.
All right, I got 2 things to say to shut down the pod. This is my year, and I'm gay.
Casey, thanks for joining us, bro. We'll be back next week. Love you, kids.
All love.
Zach, stay on a second after we hang out.
You got it.